Ladies and gentlemen and in-betweeners, I'm your host, Alexander Rodriguez, here for On the Rocks radio show, where celebrities and cocktails mix tonight. We have celebrities on the red carpet, behind the red carpet, or in my case, under the red carpet. We have actress and funny lady Beth Dover is here from Orange is the New Black, Another Period, which is how I got out of gym class, and Wet Hot American Summer, with international host, producer, and Instagram hottie. Karl Schmid is here from ABC and ABC's On the Red Carpet, with my guest co-host, my twisted sister, who knows who's the Mr. Brandon Liberati, celebrity hairstylist and reality TV personality, and me, your favorite host with the deepest voice. So let the games and drinks begin.
Thank you for being.
Life is a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death.
I'd like to propose a toast.
This is On the Rocks with Alexander, coming at you live, where I drink with your favorite celebrities as we talk about fashion, entertainment, pop culture, reality TV, and, well, that's about it. So pop a cork, lean back, and raise a glass to On the Rocks.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
It's going to be a bumpy night because I know everything about y'alls. Buttons and bows and pantyhose, this is On the Rocks, the place where we're too glam to give a damn. We have the queen of beauty and style here. Well, we have many beauty queens here today. But I wanted to share a little story about myself because I'm very transparent. You know how you shouldn't do, like, things beauty-wise at home that you know you should go to a salon for? Like, even when you were kids, like, cut your own hair or, like, tweeze your own... Yes,
right.
like...
What have you trimmed inappropriately?
Well, see, that's just it. I would never share that, by the way.
Tidy home's a happy home. Come on, Alexander.
It's like the Amazon forest there. No, oh God, no. It's not. I'm just telling my male viewers and female viewers. But my friend said, you know, your ears are getting a little fuzzy. And you know how when you get older, well, not that everybody here is older, but hair literally starts to grow in places that hair should never even think about traveling. And so I had these little ear fuzzes. So I had an emergency, like I had to go take pictures yesterday for something and film a little something. So I went and I ran across the street to Rite Aid and I got Nair. For those of you that don't know Nair, you don't know what Nair is?
No, I know what Nair is. I'm like, why would you put Nair on your
It's
ears?
the Nair-
That's going to make it real red.
Okay, well, here's the story.
We're all like,
Thank God
Yes.
they're covered now so
I know.
that the people
well,
watching...
no, look how, like,
Oh,
okay.
it's actually not bad.
No, it was yesterday. So I put it on, and I was like, okay. And you know, it smells awful. It smells like a cucumber salon in, like,
It's
sounds
bad.
like a cheap
Guadalajara.
hotel.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I
it was
like
like
the smell of cucumbers, but there you
No,
go.
but Nair is like fake cucumber. It's like Calcutta in June. It's like something's off here. And so I was like, oh, look at all the hair come out. My ears were so red. I was like Rudolph's gay cousin, like the red-eared, like reindeer.
Yeah.
It was so awful. It was bright red.
Yeah, well, I could have told you that. I'm sorry.
Oh,
wasn't
I
there
should have
for
called you.
I know, you should
Since I
have.
was stalking you for like the last week, I'm like,
I
watch
am
everything Beth has done. Oh, okay. There's our
God, what
first
have I signed
rabbit.
up for?
Yeah, I know. Poor Carl is
What
like,
have I said yes to?
I've interviewed the queen. Well,
Almost, a few of them anyway.
yes, well, hello. Okay, so first rapid fire. This is how we're doing it. During the show, we're sporadically going to break out in rapid fire.
I'm scared.
So the first rapid fire for y'alls is worst mishap you have done to yourself at home beauty-wise. Like home from the use.
I slipped with the shave guard once on the clippers.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh God, and now
Back
you're
to that
Jewish.
tidy home as well. No, I was manscaping,
Yes.
and I didn't set the clipper guard as what I thought it was, and so then I looked like a 7-year-old.
Oh,
for a
well,
little while.
I'm sure half
Which
of our viewers are like, oh.
No, but I think that's the thing for millennials, of which
Yes.
I'm not one. But
Okay, that's a pretty good share, by the way. Now
I
you
mean,
guys
I
to-
have had a Nair mishap, but that was in high school. But I've had
What was the mishap? Like,
I just it
put it
got
in the
really
wrong
red.
place?
It was too hot. I burnt
I
myself.
just
I
think
burned
putting
my
a
legs.
cream on that incinerates hair.
Yeah, and your skin.
We're gonna find other health problems with this down the line.
But they sell it so well. It's like no pain, no mess, no skin.
I don't know how it stayed in business this long because it's quite bad.
They have different versions now. There's for your face, which is the one I got. There's for delicate areas, and then there's for legs.
Okay,
but
when
the
I did it, it was
delicate
just
areas
one.
are still.
Well, stupid me, but I was in a pinch. I got to do it. Okay, what's yours, Brandon, Mr. Beauty and Style?
It would have been manscaping, but not that I took the hair too short, that I actually nicked myself.
Oh,
Oh
Yeah.
God, no, I
Yeah.
can't.
Ouch.
Oh
Yeah.
God, no! I was wearing a tight pair of jeans once. That's why I don't wear tight pants.
Is that why?
Yeah, but my voice is still high. Do you hear it? It's my beautiful tenor. Thank you to our sober listeners for tuning in. We love you. Thank you for holding our hair back, driving us home. Drunk texting is literally the only sport I'm good at, for which I have won many awards. if you consider community service an award. Boop, boop. Hello to our listeners around the nation on iHeartRadio, United Broadcasting Network, Player FM, Stitcher, TuneIn, Satchel, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. Of course, we are on Facebook Live right now, on Trending Now app in San Diego, True FM in Ohio, and on the West Coast on GED Magazine, the largest LGBT print and online magazine on the West Coast.
Well done.
Yes, you go GED, and nationally on Queer 40. Check out my movie news on Queer 40, now with video. This week I talk about Han Solo is coming back for the next Star Wars film. Kind of. Anybody here Star Wars fan? Hello.
I've never seen it. Do I have to leave now or? I really,
Drink. That's
I
it.
know.
You
I'll
have
drink.
to
I'll
get
drink.
the
It's a
vodka
drink.
down the front.
I know. I'm really sorry.
I have never met somebody, honestly, that has not seen
never-
Star
At
Wars.
this
That's a
point,
lie.
honestly, at this point, it's a point of pride because
Yeah.
everyone has this reaction.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just never going to see it because people freak out.
I've never seen The Godfather, any of the movies, and now I'm like, I'm not going to see it.
Oh, but The Godfather is.
That's how I am with Game of Thrones.
Oh,
I've
I
never
can't
seen
get
it
into
either.
it. I watched 10 minutes,
one.
I'm like, it's a Renaissance fair with like
I was-
prettier people.
I was super into it, but then I had a kid and it ruins television.
Right.
Now it's like the Wiggles.
And Jon Snow, like, he's not that, like, Everybody's like, oh, God, winter's coming.
Right. Jon Snow.
Yeah, Jon Snow.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's
That's
Jon
mine.
Snow?
It's next.
yeah, right.
Anyway, okay, well, you're not that excited, but Harrison Ford is coming back for the movie. Kind of, like I said, go to queer40.com to figure out how. Also, the new Chucky, Kurt, you have to play the picture of this poor doll. Chucky is back. He's being rebooted.
That I'd see.
Reboot. Okay,
I love Jennifer
So-
Tilly.
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, but she's not in it.
such a
It's Aubrey Plaza. Anyway, so the new images for Chucky came out, and apparently so did he. He looks like the mean gay kid that makes fun of your outfits at recess. Look at this. He's got like that haircut and like.
It's real smirky.
Very
Yes.
smooth too.
Yes, he's been
His little
he's
eyebrows
been
up.
nared. Yeah,
He
but
Yeah,
looks
the
like
eyebrows
the
have been
RuPaul
twi-
drag queens when they're in their interviews.
Yes.
Not in drag.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right?
Like Mayhem Miller when she
Yeah.
was here, I was like, oh girl, you look a little rough. But no, he looks super, super gay. It's like Chucky. There's like an
Very
accent.
big eyes. I don't know what he's been doing.
Yeah, well, he's been looking at your Grindr profile. Blah,
I don't have one. Incidentally.
We had Wilson Cruz here, and he admitted he had one. He pulled it up there, and he was 2 feet away from me.
There you go.
Did you guys go through it?
No.
No. Okay.
No, he's a friend.
Okay.
Anyway, so go to queer40.com. The show is brought to you in media partnership with Here TV. Here TV reaches millions of viewers each month, has produced Academy Award-winning films and Emmy Award-nominated shows. On the Rocks now appears on Amazon Prime, HereTV.com, Here TV app for free, whoop whoop, courtesy of Here TV. Our website has been updated. Everything you could ever want to know and more. Is at ontherocksradioshow.com. Mama Rose is in the chat room on ubngo.com and United Broadcasting and Facebook. Ask her your questions. She'll answer it. If it's a burning question, she's going to text me and I'll answer it right here on the air. Keep her busy. She's next to the vodka. Last time she set me up with a magician named Herbert who disappeared when the check came.
That's a good one.
Well, and Beth knows a little something about
I am
magic.
so upset about
Okay.
this.
She worked
You really
at
have
the...
done your
Oh, yeah,
research.
girl. I even pulled your pay stub from Magic Castle.
Yeah, right? Seriously.
You were a bartender there for 6 years at the Magic Castle.
Yeah,
Oh,
6 years.
Which one? Which bar?
All of them.
But like
my
the
gosh.
one downstairs,
The
right?
one
With like their
downstairs.
card
Pat
guy?
hair,
The
inner
card
circle,
father.
Main. Yeah. Oh, well, the card
That's
father.
creepy in itself.
He's the first person I worked for. I had like Stockholm syndrome with him because when you first get a job somewhere, they put you at the bar that gets the least amount of play. And
Yeah.
that's the one he was down there with. And he was just this kind of mentally deranged gentleman. And eventually I understood what I could speak his version of crazy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I was like his Ed McMahon to his, I was the bartender, but I was back there for 10 hours with him. Like I had to figure it out. It sucked.
Well, and
sucked.
I used to hang out
The
with gay...
food there sucks too, by the way.
Yeah, it's gotten
And it's like
better. I
$200
think.
for like a salad. It's
Thank
like,
you.
I don't even want a salad.
No, it's like magic, but it's like
Magic
what is
food,
that? What is
but
that?
tastes like
Medieval
shit. Yes.
Knights or something, but for magic.
Yes.
I could sit in that piano room though.
Well, that
all
ghost that
night
plays...
and just scream things.
Oh.
And, like it'll play everything.
It
knows
played
everything.
Madonna once.
Irma,
Yeah,
Irma
Irma.
knows it all. I would go back now. I've taken some time, some time off. I would go back now. It is really fun.
If you're wasted from bar to bar, it's fun.
Yeah.
Here's the thing too: if you walk through there with somebody that knows the
history.
castle,
Oh.
I
there's
could-
so much
That's
things out of
interesting, yes.
movies.
100%.
that you're
There's
like,
all
"Oh
kinds
my
of cool
gosh."
stuff. There's people's ashes places.
Yeah, it's
There's all kinds
so
of cool
amazing.
stuff.
Set pieces from Witches of Eastwick.
Witches of Eastwick. Yeah. There's
Hello
the
Dolly.
Yes, yeah,
Hello
yeah, yeah.
Dolly.
And if
the
you
Hello
for-
Dolly bar.
Bar,
There's
yeah.
Oh gosh,
it's
what's
just-
the guy with the big? It doesn't matter. His trick,
Pick one.
His trick pool table back in the day is there.
yeah.
So a lot of oldie timey stuff. Is
Jimmy
there.
Durante.
Jimmy Durante.
Jimmy
thank
Durante.
you.
And if you forget your tie, they have you pick from a pile of ties, and they're Neil Patrick Harris's ties because he used to be the president of the board there.
He was, yes.
Yep,
Yes,
yep,
he
yep,
was.
yep. I used to hang out with Gabe Blackstone all the time.
Okay,
So we
yeah.
would, she loved to drink too.
A lot of them do.
yeah.
In fact, all of
It
them
helps
do.
pass the time, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Especially when you're watching magic. Having said that, some magic is good. Close-up
The
magic I
magicians
like.
are amazing.
Yeah, they
Not to
do.
put that down, but you can only take so much of it. It's like, okay.
Yeah, after a while, I
well.
was like, I have to please
Yeah.
get me out of here. I'm having an existential crisis.
Yeah, and I think I was like the only brown person in the whole building, by the way.
It's a lot. I got to say, it's the most Republican of the
Yes.
performing arts.
Magic?
Magic, magicians, yeah.
That's very true because there's a lot of old school, traditional
Yes.
English, like Houdini
Oh, I love
era.
the Houdini room.
Yeah, but yeah.
That's fun.
good.
That's good. Yeah.
Let's just say they don't have Taco Tuesday at Magic Castle. Hello to our engineer, Kurt. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for dressing up.
Of course.
He
Always.
looks great.
No, he looks like a lesbian cocktail waitress on an oil rig. Like, that's what he dresses up as.
Well, I'm not on camera. What do I care?
Oh, I have to look at you, Kurt. Kurt, do you have a pun for us? You're so punny.
I always have a pun for you.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm apologizing in advance.
Yeah, if you're too busy to fix a flat tire, you need to find some spare time.
Oh, yeah.
That was
That
like
was
one of your
wonderful.
worst. That was actually one of your worst.
That was
I'm
the
having a
greatest
drink
joke
now.
I've
Yeah, let's
ever
all.
heard.
You kind of let that one go. You
Yeah.
got to find some spare time.
Yeah,
Like
you
didn't
threw
even,
that
you weren't
away.
Even, yeah,
That's
you threw
his
it away.
unique delivery.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Oh, that's your jam.
That's my
okay,
thing.
okay. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I didn't know that.
And then
No, I know.
Kurt was gone for 1 week, and all I got was emails. Where's the pun? Where's the pun? I'm like, hello, we had like an Academy Award winner on the show. What do you mean, where's the pun?
Well, I mean, it's important. It's the
Kurt's
important part
getting
of
his
the show.
fans. You know, he's
Yeah,
got his fan
Kurt's-
base.
yeah. Straight people need a voice in entertainment too. There you go. Like us on Twitter and
Do they?
Instagram. Do they? At On the Rocks on air, Facebook On the Rocks radio show. Send me an email. Book me for a funeral, wedding, quinceañera, bris. I don't care. I will be there. Info at ontherocksradioshow.com. Want to hang out with me on the road? Real fast. This Thursday actually, I return to Santa Ana College for their second annual Drag-ucation. It's a fun evening of drag history, performances, Q&A, and it really is for the LGBT and beyond. So last year we had a lot of straight people that always wanted to ask questions about drag and demystify it. And it's so down to earth. We had so many families involved. And so it wasn't like, a night at Mickey's or Rage or whatever. It was really informative, and we learned the history of drag, and we got to ask questions. They sold out. I'm MC again, so go on Thursday. Support their LGBT group there. It's at sac.edu/communication for more info. And sneak backstage. I have a huge backstage area, and they provide
I've
me
heard that about
free-
you also.
How dare you, sir? I'm a blouse.
You walked into that. You did
Yes.
that on purpose.
Well, I backed into it. Oh! Feminine top, sweetie. I'm a blouse, feminine top.
I love
okay.
sound effects. That's
Yes.
even just,
That's how you know it's professional, Carl.
I do. We don't have that at ABC.
I was going to
where I
say,
work.
on the
No.
red carpet, I think you need more like doink.
We do. George Pinocchio and I need more doink. People have been saying that for years.
You've heard that. It's going to be on TMZ tomorrow. Carl needs more doink.
We're doing.
I do.
Oh, my. Kurt, did you buy a new sound machine?
Kirk's fingers keep slipping.
I would tell you, he's always alert when we have a pretty straight woman in the studio. He's always alert. Yes.
Okay.
I think he
Pretty
thinks you're
woman
a straight
or a
woman.
pretty
That's
straight
you were
woman?
referencing me, or
And Beth is here too.
Beth is here as well. Only on the third Wednesday of the month am I a pretty straight woman.
There you go.
Also, Saturday, May 5th, I will be at the opening night of The Secret Garden, a limited 3-week run at 3D Theatrical's latest production at Cerritos Center for the Performing Arts. Only runs May 3rd through 19th. Beautiful musical with some truly beautiful, amazing lyrics and melodies. It's going back to Broadway in a few months. The show has a special place in my heart. Secret Garden was the very first Broadway show I ever saw in my entire life. Original Daisy Egan, who won the Tony Award, was on it, and then years later she appeared on the radio show. She guest co-hosted for a while. So go to 3dtheatricals.org, get your tickets now. Meet me at the bar opening night. I love hanging out at the bar opening night because you hear everybody Yes, okay.
I had a random Daisy Egan story about. I worked.
We probably could swap stories.
Oh well, I don't know. Well,
Oh,
my point. Well, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
You remember S Factor? Do you know what that is? Like pole dancing class. It was
yes,
big.
yes.
I
back-
missed that
It
one.
was big like 10 years.
That's how
ago.
Carl stays fit for the red carpet.
Yeah.
He's all
But
day.
it's good.
I dance on poles.
Oh, they didn't.
No,
oh,
they
okay.
didn't let
Polish.
boys.
Well, that. Yeah, I guess that makes
Kurt,
sense.
little? No,
He was
okay.
no. Sorry.
No, he was no.
It's
okay.
good for your core, but she used to work the reception there, and I recognized her from Broadway as a child, like from her Broadway.
She was working at the strip bar, I think?
No, at the time
It's a
that's
fitness.
it's a
It was like
fitness
a
center.
Oh, okay.
thing.
Okay.
It was like very.
It was like she was at Barry's.
Exactly. It
Well,
was
she's
like,
very open about, there were years that the work wasn't coming, and,
Yeah,
She's
this
like, I have
was.
a
I mean,
Tony
this
at
was
home.
exactly. Well, no, I remember this was probably 10, 11 years ago, or if not more.
yeah.
So probably around that time. And by the way, it was like a totally on the up and up, nice, fancy fitness center place. But I recognized her from. From what is it, Secret Garden?
Yeah, she was the youngest Tony Award winner for
youngest
a
Tony
long
winner.
time until somebody else
Yeah.
came and took that.
No,
yeah.
she's awesome. She's awesome.
Is that cutting off your blood supply? Would you?
No, I like.
Do you disrobe as we go through this?
You guys, I am so weirdly bloated. Like, I can't even. Like, I
It's
don't know
the
what's
nair.
happening.
It's the nair.
It's the nair.
You've had an allergic reaction.
I've been
to the
doing a
nair.
lot of fiber, and it's supposed to like not do that. And like, I don't know what's happening. I'm turning in like Faruka, whatever her name is.
How much fiber?
A lot. And I'll tell you why, ladies and gentlemen. You want to see me else on the road Saturday, May
Please.
18th from 11 to 4 p.m. at West Hollywood Park in West Hollywood. I am serving as MC for Vanderpump Dogs World Dog Day with all the Bravo celebrities that you can throw a stick at. NBC's going to be there. ABC's going to be there. Did you know that, Carl?
I didn't know that.
And everyone's going to be on stage, and I'm hosting the dog show, and they want me to do like a best in show type commentary where I'm so bad. So you've been before. Yeah. So, and I get to introduce Lisa and the cast of Vanderpump Rules on stage, and they're filming it for Vanderpump Rules. So if you're in the area, come on, see me on stage, and come be a part of Bravo history. Real fast, Gay Wine Weekend is a 3-day celebration, food, wine, and the ambiance of the wine country for our LGBTQ community. I am hosting the Drag Brunch. It's July 18th through the 21st in Sonoma County. Go to gaywineweekend.com. Let me reintroduce my bestie for tonight to On the Rocks. No stranger to On the Rocks, with a much shorter bio. Brandon Liberati is an international celebrity hairstylist, beauty style influencer, and television personality. He divides his time between LA, San Francisco, New York. He's not only a well-known hairstylist working with some of the top TV, movie, music, and Broadway stars, he is also known for being in front of the camera as well as behind, working with celebrities that include Khloe Kardashian, Ann Winters, Teresa Giudice. Is that how she's... Oh, now she's changed it again?
Oh, because it was Giudice.
Yeah, it was. Okay. Rose McGowan, Beth Dover, boop, boop. Mercedes Javid, Naomi Grossman, Caroline Stansbury. His influential style and beauty expertise are featured in magazines such as InStyle, WWD, New Beauty, Essence, Women's Health, QP, Posture. His client list includes talent on shows like American Horror Story, Two Broke Girls, American Housewife, Will and Grace, The Real Housewives of New Jersey, and Orange County, Insatiable, 13 Reasons Why, Orange is the New Black, and Shaws of Sunset.
This is actually shorter.
Yeah,
Really.
it is.
This is
Carl's
shorter.
like, what is
I'm
happening?
just looking at the pretty pictures
Oh,
on
gorgeous,
the screen.
gorgeous.
Yeah, and your great work.
Yeah. He is the star of an international hit reality show, Newlyweds, the first year with his husband, Craig Ramsey. He has appeared on Shaws of Sunset, Watch What Happens Live, American Beauty Star, BuzzFeed, and RuPaul's Drag You. Please welcome to the show, Brandon Liberati.
Yay! I love Brand.
I like your last name, Liberati.
Liberati. It's so like,
Liberation. That's what it
yes.
means.
Yeah.
The minute I met you, I was like, how can we be friends?
Yeah.
How can we be friends?
But we were.
And you
instantly.
are.
And you know what?
It's
I
just,
love
we did have an instant connection.
You know that every photo that you put up of Beth, like on the promo,
gorgeous.
I did her hair in all of them.
Yeah. And your cosmopolitan spread, like everything. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So I got this question from a makeup artist, and I am so lucky to be a friend because whenever one of your client friends is in town, you bring them to the show, like Jen Bartels, Danielle Staub, Miss Beth Dover. But the question is you work with them on certain projects. Like Bravo says, hey, you need to be this person's hairstylist for this show. You end up touring with them, or you're working on like American...
I wish that's how it worked.
Oh, okay.
No.
I thought it was.
So it's more about the person.
Okay.
So I'm connected to the person. So the person will say, Brandon's doing my hair. I'm bringing him on. Yeah.
You must pay him.
yeah.
He does my hair.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
No, but that's how it's
That's
done.
how it works, right?
And it's
That's
from
how
movie
it's
premieres to filming to Bravo TV, like the diaries. But here's
Unless
the
it's
question.
Netflix. And they're like the
I hate it
Netflix
so
hair
much.
Gestapo.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you know Netflix took over LATV's whole studio where we filmed
Yeah.
Glitter Bomb?
Yeah.
Oh, with my friend Patrick.
Oh, Gomez.
Yes.
So he's my co-host on Glitter Bomb.
Well, I
You
know
you
that,
haven't
and I
watched
was at
our
his
national
birthday
TV
on
show?
Saturday.
Yes, you were there.
I
I was
was
supposed to be
there.
there. It was at Revolver.
I went. Who's
Let's
the better
just say
friend?
there's 3 of us hosts. Yeah. Anyway.
Next, sorry, I
Yeah.
derailed. Where's
No,
the
no.
wine?
But you-
Come on.
There's more wine. There's vodka here. No, but
Oh, there's no more wine. I can't. Well,
here.
Which one
I'm
do you want?
selfish.
just go to the Stoli. It's fine. But here's the question: is when you have to move on to a new project, like when you worked for Jen Bartel's, her show stopped, or Danielle's filming stopped. You have to move on. You're called back to San Francisco. You do the hair for the 49ers. Oh God, can I just please be your assistant for?
The 49ers
Wait,
had their hair done?
The football.
Hang on a
Yes.
second.
I'm from Utah. I'm an ex-Mormon.
The more men, the better.
So I stayed exactly.
Can we talk about that during this?
No.
Thank
I don't
you.
think we ever have. So I stayed.
Kurt
with-
has a bromance crush on you. Yeah.
No, I have one on him.
Yeah. Well,
I'm a married man.
you know how many comments I got?
Really?
Yes, I could show you, but I won't because I'm a lady.
I want to see.
Well, I'm going to be asking you some of those, by the way.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So Steve Young is a client of mine, and I love his family. Obviously, was the quarterback of the 49ers. And I
You're
think that-
asking that.
I totally knew that.
Like the two of them.
Did you know that?
No.
Do you know that I'm
No.
actually into football, like for real? I watch the games.
Yeah.
I have the jerseys. Like I love football for real.
Steve Young is the descendant of Brigham Young.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
yes.
I did not know
Yeah.
that.
Is he
Yeah.
a practicing Mormon?
He is. His
Does he wear
wife
the
is-
garments under his uniform?
I don't.
That's like two
that I
coins
don't
in one.
know. His wife though is a great friend of mine. Her brother's gay, and he heads the GMCLA.
Oh.
So
What's his name?
Oh my gosh, you just put me on the spot, and I just forgot it. But anyway,
Michael Smith.
I do. Yeah.
Well,
there you go.
GMCLA, you guys do amazing work.
Yes,
they
thank
could
you.
use a makeover.
I love your sister. Awkward.
No sound effect
and yeah,
there, was
a
there?
few of them.
There-
There you go.
No, okay. We're going to rapid fire, but finish.
I was just going to say, so being an ex-Mormon, I have a connection to a lot of people like Dan Reynolds of Imagine Dragons, Tyler from Neon Trees. So there's a group of us that were really proactive with.
How long did you stay in the Mormon church? Like, how long were you a Mormon?
I was raised in Utah, so it's sort of like.
But when did you leave? Like, at what age were you like, I'm not going to be a Mormon
I
anymore?
actually had to write a letter to the
Yeah,
bishop
you have to-
and
yep.
like tell them
Okay.
that I'm not going to be this anymore, because they had come out and said that being homosexual is worse than child molestation or murder at
Right.
that point. So I was like,
How
I wrote my
delightful.
little letter, and yeah, I was out.
So how
Take a
old were
letter,
you?
Maria.
Were you
right?
At that point, I was 18.
18?
Yeah.
And I have one more question, and I know we have to do rapid fire. Did when at the age of 12 to 18, did you have to once a year go in there and talk about, like, have you had sex with people?
Yes, you
Have
do.
And did you
To your
lie?
bishop.
You have to talk to your bishop about, like,
Everything.
everything.
You have to
think
wear
the
like a
bishop-
white garment. There's a whole like procedure.
Well,
So-
not when you're a little kid.
And is it weird? Do they ask you very specific questions?
They
perverted.
do. They ask
I was-
you if you
I'd let you say
masturbate
that.
and
Yeah.
you
That
know
is
all of
really
that.
whack.
Like when you go to
And would you
confession-
sit there and go, yes, I masturbate?
Would you
I
just
would
lie?
masturbate after he asked me that.
Nothing more of a turn on than being asked
Yeah.
if you do.
We're gonna be cut down by the
From
Mormons.
a 50-year-old man, you're like, yeah,
That's
12.
obvious.
Okay.
Great.
Right.
So weird.
All right, Daddy, you want me to
Yeah.
masturbate? I'll masturbate.
I'm really into dirty
sorry.
talk now.
Sorry. But anyway, but you would lie, right? Like, that's what people do. They just lie. They're like, yeah, no, I
I
didn't do
lied in
that.
confession when I went for Catholic
I
church.
was raised
I
Catholic
lied.
all my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Catholics
that-
are good at lying, it turns out.
Yeah,
doesn't it,
apparently.
And
Jeff?
being a hypocrite.
Yeah.
So that was
Congrats.
I was half my Italian Catholic and then Mormon. So
Well,
There you
and you're Jewish. There's no other than like Yom
Well, I'm-
Kippur when you say sorry.
I'm
like,
half Jewish and I'm half Southern Baptist.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so both my parents were married 3 times each. I'm a product
Yeah.
of their second marriage. So I was raised with my mom, my Southern Baptist mom. So I feel Jewish, like culturally as
Yeah.
a human, I feel like I'm Jewish, but I know nothing about Judaism. I
Oh,
know
interesting.
Yeah, so the church that I went to would be a Southern Baptist church.
oh my god.
If I was going to go back into religion, I think I would raise my family Jewish. I
Yes.
was in Israel for
I
2
thought you were
weeks.
going
It
to say
changed my
Southern
life.
Baptist.
Yeah,
I would have that, but I don't have enough like I
music's
don't have
good.
enough soul. I don't have enough like vim and vigor.
I disagree. Your vim and vigor is through the roof, and we've
No,
only
no.
been in here
You
for
gotta
half
be a
an hour.
Baptist.
Huh? Okay, rapid fire. Okay, who was your first kiss? Brandon, you go first.
My
What
mother.
kind of kiss? Yeah, no.
Yeah, I
are
don't
we talking?
know, but
what
like,
kind of kiss?
yeah, like-
Look at Carl getting to
French
the
kiss,
nitty
French
gritty.
kiss.
French?
Is there a little
That's
tongue
good.
action?
Yeah, French kiss.
My girlfriend in I can't even remember her name.
And where was it?
Yeah.
I was probably 14. It was right before I came out.
Oh, you came out at 15?
At 14.
Oh my god.
And you still had to see the bishop every year?
That's what the bishop
after
started
that I
calling
didn't.
frequently.
He's like, well,
you better come back in.
Yeah.
Right.
Fascinating.
Who was your first French kiss?
His name was Eric Incarnation. It was during a game of Spin the Bottle, and I was 13 years old. And we went into a closet, and it was very dark. And all I remember is the foreplay was him like trying to find my head and going, "Is this your head?" And I go, "Yeah."
That happens in West Hollywood every
Don't we? Yeah. Please. How many times have you guys heard
We
that?
are classy, I promise.
yeah, that's my head.
Yeah, that's my head. And then he just like kind of went for it.
Everybody's first French kiss is so awful because he's like, what is that?
Yeah, it seemed like
It's so bleh.
If you think about just kissing in general, it's very odd.
Oh, I
remember
love
I mean,
it.
I love to kiss, but I'm just saying like
Cassandra Fitzsimmons. And we hit each other's teeth.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
How about with braces? I had braces.
I had braces at that time too.
Real sexy. Okay, Carl, your first French kiss.
It was. I don't remember her name, like you, but she was a dancer in a pantomime that my older brother was doing.
You don't have to brag about it.
She was a dancing girl. I don't remember her name, but it was in the wings of a stage in a theatre in Leicester, England.
That is the gayest French kiss story I have ever heard in my life.
Yes, it was.
That's the gayest, straightest story.
And there you go.
That's
you
fancy.
asked.
Carl's a fancy man.
like that.
It was in the wings of the ballet.
Well, it wasn't the ballet, but close.
Okay.
That was the,
Yeah. I don't remember her name though.
the gayest first French kiss of a woman.
And look
Yeah,
what
I
happened.
love it.
And look
It's
how it all
amazing.
turned out.
No, you're an
I love that.
international host and producer. Okay, let's see. Who is a superhero you would want to be, male or female?
I don't,
Do what?
A superhero you would want to be in real life,
oh,
male or female? Let's start with Beth.
Wonder Woman.
Really?
I'm not a superhero person,
I hate
so
the movies,
honestly,
but okay.
I don't watch all the things.
Yeah.
So,
Well, no, I can see you. I can see you.
Who's the one that Rebecca Romaine was?
Oh,
the blue. I'd want to be her.
Yeah. What was her name? Kurt, you know. You're like a comic book Harry
she was
Potter.
very scaly,
Disney.
right? She was
Yes.
like a fish.
It was like Shadow or something?
I don't remember. I don't
And
watch
then
That's
Jennifer
who I'd wanna
Lawrence
be.
took her role over.
ageist.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Really?
I'm not a big superhero person.
Yeah.
I-
This
Sorry.
was the
I
worst
know.
rapid
I
fire
know.
question I've
I'm
ever
so-
asked
well,
in my
you-
life.
yeah,
This
right,
sucks.
you
I
wrote
know.
it.
It's our fault. I
no,
apologize.
I'm not a big. I just not. I occasionally will go see one of those movies. They're fun.
Yeah.
I'm just not my world.
It's not even because I have to
Who's
see
the
it to, like,
superhero
review
I
them
want to
when
be?
I'm just-
Like my dad. My dad. There you go.
My favorite movie
Sweet,
at
you
9.
guys. That's really sweet.
Oh, super. Oh, okay. That's nice. Sorry.
Good
And
answer.
you're the only one that chose a man. I chose a girl.
Give it. That's sweet.
No, I was saying my favorite movie at 9 was Same Time Next Year with Alan Alda and Ellen Burstyn. Like, I wasn't watching like
Yeah.
cartoons.
No,
God,
That's what I mean.
heavy.
Like,
I love it.
Yeah.
That is heavy.
Yeah.
When I was 5 years old, I escaped from my mom at the mall, and they couldn't find me for hours. I was watching Kramer versus Kramer.
Yeah, see, this
by
is-
myself.
That's how I would be. I used to bring a small Watchmen. The show Fame would come on, and I'd be at the water park, and I'd watch. I'd like be like, I have to go. It's 11 o'clock because it would come in syndication. I'd walk away and watch Fame on my Watchmen. So
This is how we knew we were supposed to be in entertainment, because you couldn't get more bizarre or more fascinated with the strangest thing.
I was watching Tootsie at like age
Oh, yeah.
6.
Yeah.
It's now a
and
musical, by the way.
And I have something to say. But actually, our friend Patrick went and saw a preview.
Yes, I know. It was all over his Instagram.
And, yes.
Mystique.
Mystique.
Oh, I think you met her
She's just, like,
at your
naked.
pole dancing class.
Yes.
Yeah, she has an amazing body.
Now
Holy
you can
cow.
see why I'd
does.
want to be her.
I need to work
But
out.
hang on, didn't Alan Cumming play a male version of that in one of the... He
Yes.
looked very similar in one of the X-Men movies.
Yes, and allegedly, no, I'm not. I can't.
You don't want to get sued.
No. One of my friends was part of the makeup team and had some interesting things to say.
Oh
anyway.
God! All I want is to know
Did you see
that information
his
right now.
show? His show?
Who, Alan's
Where he was
show?
naked?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Alan's great. I
Yeah.
think he's a very talented
He's
man and
very
a very
good friends
nice
with
man.
Francis Ravel.
Was it a short play?
It's actually supposed to be
Such a
very
bad joke.
impressive play.
I met him once.
Supposed
in
to
the
be-
I love
movie.
Alan
He was
Cumming.
delightful.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
he is
just
delightful.
teasing.
He was
I'm
lovely.
I'm teasing.
And he has a great club now in New York called
Yes,
Club
I was
Cumming.
just
I
there
know.
at Club Cumming. I was just
Isn't it
there.
fun? Well, you know
I
how
had
that...
the best time. I
Can
was
I
super
tell you
drunk.
how that came
Yeah.
about, though? Because he was doing cabaret on Broadway, and every night after the show, he would have guests
Yeah.
up to his
Yeah.
dressing room.
Yeah.
And you'd go up there, and they had the little neon Club Cumming sign, and it was packed, and I was like, how can you do this and then have to work tomorrow? Like, how do you how do you pull this off?
Some people just have the constitution to
He
party.
really does. But out of that
impressive.
came Club Coming, and it is a lot of fun.
I had a blast.
Because he's
love
so
it.
diverse in who he has on stage. It's not like we're only going to have the elite of the elite, only the pretty boys. Everybody gets a voice, and that's what makes it. It's such a what Studio 54, if it was being rebooted, it would be Club
And he
Coming.
is a legit nice person.
Yeah.
There's no airs and graces or celebrity about
Yeah.
Alan Cumming. He and Graham Norton's another one. They're exactly how you imagine them to be.
People
Isn't
always
that
say,
nice?
like, who do you want, like, what do you want to do with your career? And it's like, Graham Norton, in a heartbeat, that's all I want to do.
You know, he's obsessed with Craig.
Yo, I know, because when Craig had his 5-minute workout anywhere, in fact, we played a clip, he showed it.
Grant, yeah.
Wait,
yeah,
why?
he-
Why is he
Grant-
obsessed with Craig?
He just.
I mean, I am too.
He
but-
thinks his fitness is so humorous. He loves it.
Yeah, it's-
He's featured his videos on, like, so
Craig-
many
of his shows. Yeah.
I love
I mean,
Graham
I
Norton.
literally
He's
just
so
watched
smart
all
and so
of Your
funny.
Husband Vacuuming. I was just like, I'm just going to keep watching Craig
Oh,
vacuum.
I watched it forwards, backwards, and in slow-mo.
You guys are
Charming.
the hottest couple. I mean,
Aw,
honestly,
thank
you really are.
We're so different.
It's real cute.
That's
So-
maybe why it
Very
works.
different. Yeah. We really
I'm so
are.
happy for you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy for you and
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Everything.
Jeff.
Yeah.
So funny.
I mean, we don't vacuum, but it's fine.
And I heard you had, like, the worst proposal ever, too.
Oh, it was. God, how do you know that?
I even know about the dinner afterwards, by the way.
Oh God, it was awful.
In a room by yourself, and you had to ring the little guy
Yes.
to come in.
Where did
I
you-
didn't mean little guy like Asian, whatever.
Like Asian.
No, because
It was in
You just
Japan.
dumped yourself
I
in
know,
the
I know.
air.
I get so much hate.
I mean, I'll give you a Cliff Notes version. He proposed. It was bad. I was like, oh, I think I have food poisoning, and he was like, let's get a drink. Like, stand up and hug me. And I was like, stand up and hug you? Like, I have to poop. Like, what are you talking about? And he was like, come on, give me a hug. And then we hugged, and then he got down on one knee. And this is after we had just decided never to be married ever. And this was 10 years into our relationship. So he basically just blindsided me with a proposal. And I was like, what are you doing? We're in a tiny Osaka, Japan room, and I just like crawl up the walls, and it was terrifying. And then I go, I said yes, and then I go, I got to take a nap though. And then when I woke up, it was like 2:00 in the afternoon. It was like a fight or flight response.
Jet
I was like,
lag,
and then
right?
goodbye. And then we woke up, and then he was like, let's go out. But it's January 1st, which is like a high holy day in Japan. Everything is closed, and we're in Osaka, Japan. So the one place that was open was this weird place where you like, it's like fondue in a way.
Shabu shabu.
Yeah.
I hate shabu shabu. It's like,
I love shabu shabu.
but why do you have to tip after I did all the work?
Yeah.
Well, that's only
And
in
I'm
this
a
country.
vegetarian,
That's
and it's
only
all
here.
you are?
That's
Yeah,
only
it's
here
all me.
you have to tip.
But it's oily, and the
I
meat
get into
is-
this conversation with my best friend Chris all that we travel all over
Yeah.
the world. We just got, funnily enough,
I saw your
just
pictures
back
on
from Sri
Instagram.
Lanka. But we have this battle everywhere we travel. I'm all for tipping when tipping, but you go to certain countries, tipping is offensive. But here's so ingrained in the tipping thing.
I am too.
And, like
It's
I
hard for
sat
me.
going, let me read the rules about Myanmar and tipping. But
I'm the same way. I tip no
I
matter
feel
what.
bad. I'll be
which
at
is
McDonald's and
terrible.
be like, even though
Yeah.
I've dunked the nuggets myself.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, quick story, and then we're done. And then you just have to and it's just like oily, and steam is coming up, and we're in a tiny room that we have to,
Sweaty.
in order to see another human being, you have to press a button. And they just sort of poke their head in.
And you
Sounds
feel
like
uncomfortable.
heaven.
And so you're
That
just
sounds
staring,
like
and there's
my perfect
there's like a fish tank behind him, and it's just me and him
dipping
staring
out,
at each
pulling
other.
the fish and throwing them in the...
It was a nightmare. But it's we
But
just
here you are,
celebrated our
these usually-
5-year anniversary, our 15-year total, 5-year married.
And you guys weren't going to get married. You weren't going to have kids, and
And now look what happened. Now I'm a Glendale housewife.
So you really keep your word.
That's why Brandon does my hair. I'm a Glendale housewife.
I would love to see your confessionals. I'd be like a little, like SpaghettiOs like dripping down, and like a script in the back for like a new web series. Like I
A model
see
is the
this.
nanny running
Yeah.
around.
I mean, sometimes
Yeah,
that happens.
it
You've come
happens.
over where I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, I don't know what's happening.
I love it.
Oh my God, I'm so obsessed with all of you guys today. Let's get the show on the road, though. Let me formally introduce our fabulous guest. Beth Dover is one to watch. This year, she returned to season 6 of the Golden Globe, Emmy, and SAG Award-winning series Orange is the New Black for Netflix as Linda, a bitch in heels, literally. In addition to... Love it. In addition to Orange is the New Black, she can be seen starring in the 3rd season of Comedy Central's historical satire series, Another Period, as Blanche, a maid with mental issues. She can also be seen reprising her role as Sherry in Netflix's Wet Hot American Summer 10 years later, a follow-up to the limited series Wet Hot American Summer First Day of Camp, starring, listen to this cast, you guys, Paul Rudd, Elizabeth Banks, Christopher Maloney, and his behind. Janine Garofalo, Bradley Cooper, Amy Poehler, Chris Pine, John Hamm, and Kristen Wiig. And after an eclectic childhood growing up literally all over the place, she moved to New York City where she studied Meisner. She's fancy. She went on to settle in LA where she discovered improv comedy and fell even further in love with the craft. She landed the role of Nurse Beth on the satirical comedy TV series Children's Hospital for Adult Swim. And if you haven't seen it, you must watch it and binge watch it. It's available on it's on Amazon. It's not on Netflix. It's on Amazon now.
It should be on Netflix, right? Because Medical Police is coming out. We just did a spin-off series from Children's Hospital. But it's not on. I don't know why because Medical Police is on it, so why shouldn't Children's Hospital?
Probably has to do with like original. Yeah, maybe it has to do with original contracts or whatnot.
Anyway.
Additional TV credits include some of the biggest series in comedy: Burning Love, Son of Zorn, Bob's Burgers, New Girl, Truth Be Told, Difficult People, Fresh Off the Boat, News Raiders, Chasing Life, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Dads, American Housewife, and Whitney. On the film front, she's appeared in Life Partners for Magnolia Pictures opposite Gillian Jacobs, Leighton Meester, Gabourey Sidibe. I always have to say her last name like that, Sidibe. And Adam Brody. When she isn't on set, she's a strong supporter of Planned Parenthood, the ACLU, and the HRC. When not saving the world and appearing in every project we've ever loved, she is a mom, wife, magazine glamazon, and karaoke goddess. Red Rover, send Beth Dover right over.
And yet, I'm currently unemployed.
I love when actors say that, and it's like your IMDb is like, would you like to print this out and kill the Amazon forest? Yes, I would. Also making his debut in On the Rocks, Karl Schmid, Australian-born television host and producer, has been busy on American, Canadian, and British televisions for the last 10 years. Southern Californian audiences know him as ABC7's Los Angeles station host, and for his involvement with coverage of entertainment and red carpets on the Red Carpet, and his double-breasted tuxedo. I mean, that's when I was like, oh my God, I'm his Facebook friend. It was gorgeous.
Thank you, Suit Supply.
Oh, really? Because I'm going to ask you who takes care of that. Karl gained international attention in 2018 when he publicly disclosed his HIV status on social media, making him one of, if not the only, HIV positive broadcast journalist on U.S. television. Has changed the world of how we looked at HIV. Since his disclosure, he's become a passionate advocate in the fight against HIV stigma, which has taken him around the world and landed him on the 2018 Out 100 list, also in front of Miss Megyn Kelly, which we're going to talk about. Whether he's been covering the Academy Awards and entertainment news and red carpets for ABC, On the Red Carpet, or the Royal Wedding live from London for TLC, or taking television viewers on an emotional journey as the host of Logo's Operation Vacation for 2
Anyone
seasons.
remember that?
Poor Logo. Get it together, Logo. Karl has become one of Australia's most sought-after hosts abroad, also very popular on Scruff and Grindr.
I don't have either.
Somebody has your pictures. His latest producing credits include On the Red Carpet at the Oscars, Cover Story, Meghan Markle, The Prince, and the Game Show Model for GSN. The Barry Humphries presented Passions, the Music Hitler Band for Sky Arts in the UK, and A Rich and Acquitted for Reels. You guys, he has worked with Miss Dame Edna herself. Please welcome Mr. Karl Schmid.
Yeah.
It's me.
All right, we're gonna start a little easy, a little nice and slow.
Oh, we're just getting started?
Oh,
We've
yes.
been here for
The
45
bios
minutes.
just got done.
No, we had to loosen.
45 minutes. We're just starting now.
But I gotta say, I feel really good about myself.
My friend Christian in Atlanta is trying desperately, and he just keeps saying, it's not loading on the Facebook page. It's not loading on the Facebook page.
Tell him to reload or pay for your internet, Christian.
I have said reload 100 times. He's like, I'm trying.
Is he on the
And then
Wi-Fi?
he just said, is there nothing you can ask? I'm asking for somebody in Atlanta who's trying to watch on Facebook.
Or go to YouTube. Go to YouTube,
All
On the
right.
Rocks radio show. It's streaming live there.
Go to YouTube. Okay. Pardon me while I...
Yeah, no. Come on, Christian. Bump up your Wi-Fi.
Right. Anyway.
Okay. Beth, I have to know, you appear regularly with a good group of funny people.
Yeah.
You see some of the familiar faces popping up, whether it's Wet Hot American Summer or Another Period. A lot of guys, a lot of big-name males in the industry. Do you think the presence of, like, misogynistic jokes or misogynistic characters, do you think that kind of has improved? Because you've been doing comedy for quite a long time.
I have been, and I have to take ownership of my own. I think about I did this vlog back in like 2008, 2009, and like even I didn't said things off the cuff that were not in any way hateful or wrong. I mean, like I did some joke about a mouse or something. It was just something dumb, but it wasn't. I would never in a million years say that today, kind of thing. And so I think we're all in a moment right now. We're all taking accountability for what has been said and done, and making sure that we can continue to make funny stuff that's not shitty or offensive to other people. And I think people who say that, well, that means comedy's dead. That's not true. There's just a way to do it better.
There's a way to walk that line.
Yeah.
And maybe it's funny because we think they're going over the line.
Yeah.
But I think the talent for the comedian is to stay just on that edge of the line.
Stay on the
because
edge of the
that's
line.
where you sit there, are they, won't they? And that's when it becomes funny.
Yeah.
Because you cross it, you just become mean. And there's a lot of
Yeah.
comedians out there who are just, quite frankly, mean.
Yeah.
And there's nothing, I think, overly clever about making mean jokes about people.
I agree with that.
And also, like,
But on the opposite end of the spectrum, I will say, like, people, and this is maybe where I'm showing my generation problem, is that that I'm older. Fine, it's fine. I'm not that old. It's great. Ish. So, but like college kids now, if they go to certain comedy shows, right? They're over the age of 18. They have chosen to go to this particular comedy show. They feel triggered by a certain thing. But my whole idea is that if you're going to go to this show and you know who the comedian is, you should know what to expect.
Right.
And you're also an adult, and it builds character to hear perspectives that are also not exactly perfectly in line with your own.
Thank goodness you've just said that.
So I think there's both. I hold both in my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I think that's very interesting because also, like you said, it's a fine line. Like I remember a comedy. I still love watching the roasts from old classic Hollywood.
Absolutely.
They had sex jokes. They had inappropriate racist jokes, but it was done. Not that they have a place, but it was done in such a creative way.
Well, they weren't
where
coming from
did-
a hateful, angry place,
Right.
were they?
But now it's like we can't even approach that line. And one of the questions I got, and I myself, I used to love watching the red carpets more than the actual Oscars or the Golden Globes. And the past few years, I'm seeing really pretty people say really PC things
Yeah.
and not really delve into it. And I was not a big Joan Rivers fan, to be honest. But I miss that kind of presence where there's a little bite, there's a little edge.
I do
Right.
too.
And I think you guys
But
do it.
we're all too scared to.
Well, see, but that's
You-
just it. But it's affecting
Of course
what
it's
we used to watch
affecting.
the red carpets for.
Well,
Yeah, but maybe it's affecting it now because it needs to, and we'll get back to some type of
Right.
equilibrium.
The pendulum.
It's a
Yeah.
pendulum swing, but
Swing.
it needs to get to this place for us to get to a different.
But it can go. I mean, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
I was having brunch with a friend from Australia the other day, and now it has become politically incorrect for white musicians in Australia to play jazz music. That is now considered offensive. How dare you play jazz music because you're white? And we get into a minefield with all of this. And
Elvis
you're
went
right.
through the same thing.
No, 100%.
Like, you know, when he created
Right.
rock and roll, it was
Right.
the same thing. I feel like cultural appropriation gets really convoluted when in people's minds of what that is. If you're showing appreciation for something that somebody's doing, and it's something that's inspiring to you, that is, you are not using a culture that is not yours to gain
Right.
success. And I believe that it's a two-way street. And here's the thing: I think that the other side of the road's never being looked at, where, you know, the cultural appropriation on the other side is, what is that? You know, you could say that's a million things. Being, you know, what do you consider being white or
Right.
being privileged? And I just think it's everybody's trying to be better. And I this whole conversation, especially with comedy, is so frustrating because I feel like you need to give a perspective that lightens the mood of all of these things that we go through in different cultures and different races,
Yeah.
because it's different. You know, I grew up Mormon. You know, you grew up Baptist. You have a perspective that that other people that have grown up that way and they leave it, they can identify with your comedy, and I just think that it gets super convoluted.
Yeah, I mean, it gets. I agree. I 100% agree with that. Yeah.
Well, and like, you know, we didn't have a host for the Academy Awards this last year. I mean, we had 3 of the funniest ladies. I mean, Yes, you right.
Excuse me.
No, but you know what I mean. And people that have hosted before, those three ladies should have done the whole show, as far as I was concerned. But they also didn't rely, because the last few years, every opening has been Trump jokes or like Me Too,
which also
type
gets
humor. And it's like,
Well,
we've heard every one of these jokes. It's not
Right.
smart anymore.
But also, you know what? I think that was the first time, and I can't remember when, that the Oscars came down pretty much bang on time. And I will tell you this as someone who covered the post-Oscars thing. I was at Vanity Fair. The last 3 years before this year have been somewhat of a nightmare for us covering that red carpet, because there was either the envelope conspiracy, there was and you would have talent skipping the line and just going straight to the photo call and then in. No one would talk to us. Like the last 3 years. This year, I will say, was one of the best Oscar telecasts for us.
I watched
Did you
it.
like the
Vanity
show?
show.
Did you like the
I
show
loved the
without the
100%.
host?
And
I
also,
liked it.
I think it gave a sense of the spirit and the community of them all coming together as actors, directors, of celebrating that craft of cinema making. They were all there to celebrate that. It wasn't about taking cheap jokes at people in the audience or political jokes. It was there to celebrate the craft and the art. And what we found on the red carpet afterwards was that, I mean, we were live for longer than we've ever been since I've been with ABC. Everyone stopped. Everyone talked. Everyone was in a good mood and wanted to celebrate.
There was a
and
positive
and
energy.
there was a really sense of we're coming together to celebrate what we do tonight, rather than sit in a room and be sort of force-fed jokes and things.
I also liked the comedy though that night. I got to feel lots of different types of comedy. So it felt like there was a lot of people contributing their flavor to it, and I thought it felt really diversified.
Yeah.
In that, which I like.
It hasn't been perfect with comedy and all that kind of stuff, and I think people have been a little too harsh lately on certain things.
Yes.
But I do think that there will be a pendulum swing. I just think it needed to happen.
Absolutely.
And now we can move forward.
Because I do miss some of the snarky comments on red carpet. And Karl, like, you know, you have your own personal opinion. And if I was interviewing Lady Gaga for Star is Born, in my mind, I know what I would want to joke about, and I know what I would want to kind of say.
As a beauty,
But you can't. You have to.
well,
who are you wearing? It's like, who gives a crap
Okay,
who
so
you're wearing?
I'll jump in on this. I'm 100% agree on the who are you wearing, and I think from a perspective of what we do at ABC and what On the Red Carpet represents. When it used to be a weekly show. It was on every Saturday evening and Sunday evening. We really celebrate what we're there to cover. So whether it's the Oscars or whether it's a film premiere or a television thing or something, we're there to talk about that and celebrate that. And so, cheers, we're all having vodka. But the point I'm making is for me personally, for what I do, I really don't give a shit about the tabloid stuff. I don't care about how big the ring is. There are other outlets that cover that, and they do a really good job on it. And I find that with that approach, when we talk to the talent, they're far more likely actually to relax and then talk about personal things without us being, that's the MO that we're going into attack. It's much more relaxed. They're happy to talk about what they're there to promote. And then within that, you can build somewhat of a trust in those 3 minutes. But then you can make a comment and you get something, and that's when you get the television
You can get
gold.
a sense
I
of
think
that
so.
person.
Exactly.
Can I also just say though, as a beauty person, I'm so sick of watching the red carpet.
It's
and
boring.
They have
boring.
The beauty correspondent is somebody on there that has nothing to do with beauty. They wore some gown at something, and now they're all of a sudden the person asking the beauty questions. It's the only thing I can say about the watching this year that I was like, how many celebrities, actors did they bring in the mix that I thought were horribly boring? Because if you're going to ask beauty questions, know
what you're talking about.
Stay in your lane.
And every question is like, you've been nominated for Best Actress. How does that feel? What are they going to say?
Great.
Oh, it's terrible. I don't want to be nominated
Shit.
or something. And I thought you guys did a really good job. And you do, because I flipped through all of them because I'm obsessed with entertainment and the celebrity. Like, I mean, I'll be excited if I see, never mind. But, I get very starstruck, and I love, because I saturate everything entertainment from the minute I wake up to everything, whether it's Orange is the New Black, or it's a documentary, or it's a repeat of Golden Girls. I can't get enough information and appreciation for the entertainment community. So I would just be super, super excited. And so these boring questions, but you guys did a really good job.
Thank you.
And you guys were engaged. You also knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, we work hard. I mean, we're a small little production team at On the Red Carpet, but we're all extremely passionate. Ed Adamko, our executive producer, George Pinocchio, who is a legend in the rightfully so-called entertainment guru, or Georgie Boy, as I call him.
Georgie Boy!
And Carrie and everyone that works on that show, we're passionate about delivering that. None of us really give shit about what color underpants you're wearing and what the trash man said.
Right.
By the way,
too.
can you just lift up your glass for the camera, please? This woman please tell me.
There's soda water in here.
I thought that was neat vodka.
No, I put more vodka in yours.
No, yeah, that is neat vodka.
That's neat vodka. Do you want some soda water?
I can't handle the cherry bubbly.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I'm sorry. Next time I'll come with my own seltzer.
This is the version that.
All right,
it's this. It has like it's very tame. You know these.
I can smell it.
Just give it a little taste, would you?
Drink
These
those
Australian
chemicals,
people.
Carl.
All right, no,
Drink
I
those
told you, Carl. So, and Beth, you have done so many red carpets, and it's funny when you YouTube Beth Dover interviews, you know, and of course the PR sends out, here's what you can talk about. So you have all these people behind.
That annoys me like nothing.
You know, I don't mind it because sometimes I get stressed out.
Oh,
but I
really?
also want to be myself.
Right.
So it's a combo. But
And also, if you've done something really ridiculous
some of
that's-
these dudes are trying to fuck with you.
Yeah, no, they are. And that's not nice. But
To
if
get
you've
like
done
like a
something.
viral clip.
There was this, I remember this, I think it was like a German, whatever, some
Oh,
German
those
guy.
Germans.
And he was trying to like really try to go down like a really, talking about the Me Too and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff in like a crazy direction. And I was like, no, I don't, like he
But
was
that's
trying
what
to
you do,
lead
just
me
say no.
into.
Well, can we just talk though about Beth? The other thing that happens with Beth on the red carpet, she is very popular on WikiFeet.
Oh yeah, I do have a very high.
That is so creepy.
She is.
I am high on WikiFeet.
And you got your boots from Amazon, didn't you?
I do.
She loves
Amazon.com.
boots.
Have you
She's
heard of
obsessed
it?
with
No,
boots.
no,
I do.
we had a
Wear
whole
cowboy
conversation
boots,
about
Doc
shoes.
Martens, any type of boots she wants.
I do.
They
have
love her
heard of it.
feet on WikiFeet.
Okay, and E 1 year for the red carpet, they had a mere like
Oh, yeah, the
slow mo
f-
of
the
the
foot
feet.
cam.
Foot cam.
Well, that's
I
when
And
you're
Wendy,
really.
Wendy Williams has a foot cam.
Yep.
too.
Yes.
And
always.
look how well that's going.
I tell you,
at the bottom of the barrel.
E has literally fallen down the drain. I don't know what, but it's people behind the camera, behind the mic, that have no appreciation that they want to be more famous than the person they're
Well,
interviewing.
and can I tell you, that was a piece of advice that was given to me when I started at ABC a long time ago by my producer, Pam. And it's the best thing she ever said to me was, just remember, this is not about you. So ask all you want. This is not about you. This is, and I've said that to interns and people. There's nothing more infuriating for me watching someone being interviewed and I see it on the carpets and, you know, listen, lady from Entertainment Tonight, you know who you are. They will spend 20 minutes yammering on a red carpet press line about the jokes and let's get selfies and let's do this. And the producer in me is standing there going, first of all, this is going to be a 1 minute package. You've spent 20 minutes talking to this person, taking selfies, talking about your experiences. They've barely got a word in. And what you've done is you've kind of fucked everybody else on the press line, because by the end of that interview, the talent's like, I'm done. I want to go inside and have a drink of whatever. So that drives me insane that these reporters or the producers they're trying to make themselves the stars of this. That's not what we're there for.
And sometimes it can be if they're good, you know, you guys, it can be a really pleasant, fun conversation.
Of course.
where they do feel relaxed.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
And that's what we
relax.
try
Yeah.
to do. Didn't you feel that immediately?
I did. We talked about your shoes.
We've talked shoes.
It's really nice.
But
so
you know,
calm
in
with you.
retrospect, like, you know, everybody used to make fun of Joan Rivers, like, oh God, it's her again. But I watch her interviews because
I mean, it's still very strong.
oh my God, Carl.
I'm a lightweight.
That's how we do it in America. Everything's supersized. Our
That's
drinks are
true.
supersized.
That's
We're getting
very
drunk
true.
tonight.
Yeah.
Didn't Kathy
Again, my
Griffin-
friend in
wasn't
Atlanta
she
will
on
tell
the
you
red
everything's
carpet?
supersized.
It is.
He
But
still
here's
can't
the
watch the
difference
show.
between Kathy Griffin and Joan Rivers, and I love Kathy Griffin. She's done
Me.
a lot for the community. But she's
do love her, though.
she's waiting for her punchline. Where Joan Rivers, she did incorporate herself into the interview, but it was this back and forth.
And Joan
because she's
Rivers
having a
knew
conversation.
style and fashion.
But she-
I mean, like,
Yeah.
But she also was never afraid to make herself the joke.
yeah.
I'm
That's-
glad you said that. And I have to say,
That's my issue with Kathy Griffin. I like her, but that's my issue with her.
Carl, this is a question we got, and this is from my own self as well, as somebody who loves to interview
Sure.
and loves to be
And
on
her
the
hair.
scene. Body positivity and body recognition has gotten so much better in Hollywood on the big screen that it's less of a conversation. Is that true, Beth? Because
I disagree 100%.
Not for women.
well, last
We
week.
just had this conversation.
Last week our episode was with Nia Vardalos was here. We had Marlene
just
Forte
saw-
and Alicia Coppola.
Tiny Beautiful Things.
Oh, well, she was here to talk about it.
It was wonderful, and I cried so hard that I had to blow my nose on my shirt because I had nothing else. No one told me I was going to cry the whole time. I
You
love
looked
Cheryl
good on the red
Strayed, too.
carpet.
Thank you.
Yes,
I
yes, you
styled
did.
myself.
You looked great.
Did you do your own hair?
I did my own hair.
She looked great.
I did.
Well, that's
I-
because you're unemployed. You can't afford it.
That's
right now.
exactly correct.
I would do her hair for free.
No,
That's-
She knows
I
that.
would never
All
ask.
of
There we
a
go.
sudden,
No,
like,
ladies and
Beth
gentlemen,
knows
you
that.
all
Beth
just
knows
heard that.
because as soon as
all of
she's
these other
employed,
celebrity clients are like,
no, because as soon as Beth's employed,
I request
she
you. Of course.
she requests me.
Of
so.
course.
But I also love that
How
about
this
Brandon.
works.
Brandon will support how good you look, whether or not he did the hair, and that's a true
Yeah.
gentleman. But the
He's
three
delightful.
women on the panel said that things are getting better. And even Nia, when she was in My Big Fat Greek Wedding, they didn't want to cast her. Even after the movie came out, Variety said that she doesn't have any looks to be a leading lady, and of course, she laughed all the way to the bank. So in your estimation, things are not.
You know what? That's not true. I'm a comedic actor, so I haven't really come up against a lot of the stuff that some of my other girlfriends have that are more leading lady types. Funny is king with what I do, but being a part of a show like Orange and seeing a bunch of women of all different body types, ethnicities, sexualities,
Bravo.
age.
Naked, makeup
Yeah,
wise,
I mean,
physically.
we all look like shit. We're all like, damn it.
Girl,
Everyone's like, "And
we
you're
know
good."
you look good.
But so no, it's been really an inspiring time to be in this industry, I will say, on some levels. And I think it's definitely opening itself up to a lot of different points of view, a lot of different types of women, and that's great. And it really makes me happy that I've been a part of a show like that. So,
from my point of view, representation is getting better, but people
Yeah.
are still referred to as plus size. Even Melissa McCarthy, she loses 10 pounds, and that's all we can
Well,
focus
and then
on. That she was
then
nominated
there's
for
the
Academy Award.
now she's skinny, she's not funny anymore kind of thing.
I'm gonna
Or
throw
Jennifer
I'm gonna throw
Hudson, she doesn't
something
have the voice anymore.
in here,
I've heard
though.
that too.
I'm going to throw something in here. When Jenny McCarthy gains 10 pounds, it's not the men at home sitting there saying that.
No, you're right.
Unfortunately, it's the women that are judging
the
the
gays.
other women.
Well,
and
you
I
know,
think
the gays.
that
Oh,
this
the
is
gays.
a whole thing.
but
that-
on a grander
but-
sense, sure, maybe it's the women, but really it's the patriarchy.
But
Yes.
that's what
It's
I'm
not
saying.
just it's
No,
systemic.
But
It
here's the
is.
thing, Jonah
but women
Hill-
need to support more women, and that's
Yeah.
that's my thing. Where it's like if you
We've been trying to survive in a world that is male dominated, and that's so it's not just the women's
No.
fault. It's
No,
we're
no.
responding to, not me personally, but to a patriarchal structure that is pervasive, and it's in your body, it's in your cells.
that's why I think it's so important for people to speak out, women to speak out for other women. And shows like Orange is the New Black, I think it's something that is bringing every single race, every single body type, like you said. I really think that it's more of those kind of shows and support. And we see you guys together all the time, even not on the
Yeah.
show. So
They protested together.
We did.
And
Exactly.
it's the show that
So-
really
and
got
that's-
you politically
Washington,
minded, right?
absolutely. I became way more. My family is fairly right wing, fairly conservative. On my mom, my stepdad, and I just sort of removed myself from it and just.
Yeah.
And I know-
But I don't know. After Trump got elected and all that, I got way more politically active.
And you
being
had
on
to
the show,
go
too.
home to Alabama for Thanksgiving?
Uh-huh.
How did that go?
Well, it goes okay. It goes well. My
parents are
son is the great equalizer, and my mother is a wonderful woman whom I love so much. So, and I have a really wonderful family members, and we just, they were raised in Alabama, and they were raised in a different way than I was, I guess. Although I was raised in the military, so I don't know what happened. I'm a theater person, so I don't know. Maybe
Right.
I had a different
Well,
exposure.
theater,
Yeah, I just had a different feeling in myself at a very early age, I guess. But I don't know. I used to get angry, and now I just feel I don't know. I'm still working through it. I'll be honest.
I think it changes every day for
Yeah.
everybody. But you know how we're talking about women supporting women? Usually, I get tons of emails from the gays, of the listeners and viewers of On the Rocks, and thank you. Please continue sending your comments. For your appearance, I got so many comments from straight women who watched the show that were so excited. And it's usually the gays like, oh, Beth, I love her, girl. Ask her about her shoes. Ask her about the prison uniform. Like, ask her this. But it was women genuinely saying that they appreciate your work and that they think that you're so funny and such a good representation of women.
That's
And,
wonderful.
And
Wow.
for the show, I was like, oh, okay.
great.
There was like a teacher that did it, a makeup artist, and it was a bunch of straight women that love to watch you in comedy.
That makes me want to cry a little bit. That's
Go on,
lovely.
cry. That's good. Cry.
Cry.
Yeah.
I'm currently unemployed. Look, I can cry on cue. No, that's really lovely. Wow.
But back to the body positivity, the question, Karl, was,
Yes.
you know, and we've talked about this, you have these vapid Instagram stars that look so good, they have a size 0, even the
He's
men
about to
are
start
size-
talking about your body. I know it.
No, no, Are you going to put a picture of me in a Speedo up? Is that what's about to happen?
No.
Where's that Speedo
No,
picture
no,
from
no.
my Instagram? I know you're going to
I want to see it.
No, I actually didn't. I have like a shirtless one of you, but that's
Okay.
all.
That's very rare, though. You'll see a shirtless picture of me.
But, there's
this
actually,
me with
you,
a
no.
burger.
Play this, Kurt. So here's Karl, quote unquote, allegedly eating In-N-Out in the van during
you really
the
eat it?
Oscars. Be
Can
honest.
I tell you, that's the best part of Oscar Sunday, is that period when the In-N-Out truck comes to the Vanity Fair party and we all rush down, like hundreds of journalists rush down and get in line. People are pushing and shoving.
But you haven't eaten since 10 a.m.
I haven't eaten since the day before. Just
Well,
fit into that double-breasted suit.
Looks good, by the way.
But no, it is. And then what's even cooler is you're standing there and then all of a sudden Leonardo DiCaprio's in the line, because even though they're at the Vanity Fair party with all this great food and drink, the In-N-Out truck has come.
Listen, In-N-Out is In-N-Out.
Right.
You know, it's
And
good.
Leo D is very down to earth. Like, he'll order Domino's.
Yeah, you need that animal
But it is
style.
interesting you talk about this, and I
Because it's not reflective in who's, like, your career. It's all of these hot,
no, and
cute,
that's
young
and this
people.
is, you know what? It's funny. Again, my friend Chris, we joke about this. We just went on vacation together, and we were in the Maldives, and we took a photo together on a beach, and we ended up being on Queerty's Instastud list.
Yeah.
Which I was like,
Yeah.
Your friend is very hot, by the way.
Chris,
So
he
take
is a
it.
good-looking
Is
guy.
he
Where
single?
are these pictures, guys? Let's
Instagram,
bring it on.
right?
Go look
Hello?
for-
Karl
look for-
J. Schmid.
Yeah, and Chris Bear is his name. He's a handsome man. But
And
Let's
you guys
see
are
the
just
pictures.
Right.
we are one. He is like my big brother. He is.
I've seen that movie too.
I've lived away from my family pretty much since I was 16 years old, and Chris is the closest thing to family. And really, in this country, seriously, he's one of the best people out there.
Have
and
you
he
lived
owns
in this
Shorty's
coun-
barbershop.
Have
too,
you
so if
lived
need a
in this
haircut,
country
finish.
since you were 16?
No, I've lived all over the place. But no, we are 100% best friends. And even, see, I start laughing. Even the thought of that is just absurd.
It's like Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper. Everybody
Very
wants, but it's just not.
Yeah.
Just feels right, though.
Yeah,
Right. It does
two
feel
bottoms
right.
don't make a right.
I wouldn't know what to say to that. But the body shaming thing is interesting, especially in West Hollywood. I mean,
it's
I will
ridiculous.
tell you, no, I would legitimately. A couple of weeks ago, I had somebody come up to me in the locker room at the gym and say, "Hey, you're making great gains. Well done." And I said, "Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind." He goes, "You're really handsome." And he goes, "If you just work a little bit harder, you'll be hot."
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
no.
This happens in
Right
West Hollywood,
now,
though.
and,
Like, it
and
happens.
this was
You are
someone,
hot.
to my
You're
face
currently
in
hot.
the locker room. I was standing in a towel, so maybe I'm hot with clothes on, I presume. And then just on Thursday, I was again at the gym, and I had a
Trying to make that
U
guy
equals
make
U
you think
T-shirt
you're
on,
hot.
which it stands for undetectable equals untransmittable, which is my whole platform. You can
Yeah.
get to that in a bit. But a guy came over to me and asked me what the T-shirt meant. I was explaining that if you're HIV and undetectable, you cannot transmit the virus sexually. Cannot do it. It's impossible. And it was a really nice moment to have this conversation and educate myself. And he went, "Cool, and thank you, I never knew," and he went away. And then I hear over these little darling twinks say, "Oh, that's that guy with AIDS from television." And so my ear immediately picked up. And the other one goes, "Yeah, he got fat." So this is what we deal with in West. It's a very toxic environment, and
It's not just in West Hollywood, though. It's in the LGBT community because we tear each other apart for no reason because you're nobody's perfection. I mean, you're not
No.
everybody's perfection.
It's the same thing, though, that we were just talking about with women. It goes the same way with our own community, and unfortunately, we've been oppressed for so long that we become our own perpetrators.
But I will say this as somebody, and I will say this
like,
in my fight with the whole HIV thing and fighting stigma. The biggest stigma I have come up against is within our own community.
Yes.
And it's from people of my age. You know, I'm 38, but that sort of age range between, I want to say 25 and 38, who were kids growing up through that
During that,
epidemic.
yeah.
And
Exactly
and
right.
educated and what all of that.
Because they scared the shit out of us.
And by the way, we needed to do that, but we have not had a campaign since that has set things straight, which is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
but
that's
that
wonderful.
aside, the number of people within our own community that are so uneducated that think that, well, are you, first of all, don't ever ask me if I'm clean. Please, that's a message.
I've never understood that term.
Are
because
you
to me,
clean? I'm squeaky
clean.
clean.
Means something else in the bedroom. Like,
Yeah, I shower.
what?
I shower twice a
Like-
day, and I've douched, so I'm clean.
Like
if
what?
you're going to ask, no.
If you're clean, like
are you clean? As in
diseases?
It's a term-
disease free.
Sometimes
Oh.
that's the first thing you
D&D.
hear
Because
when
you
you
say,
meet
D&D
someone.
clean
clean.
to me, and I think I go to sobriety. I'm like,
No.
am I drug free?
Okay.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I
Like
get
that.
that. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I think. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
No, and it's a big thing. Are you clean? Yes, I'm clean. So within the gay community, that is where I've had the most harsh and disgusting stigma. And come on, guys. We band together as LGBTQI. We band together, and we're great at sticking together. And I think because that particular generation, my generation, didn't perhaps lose their best friends because they were all
That was my
13.
generation.
But
Right.
we grew up in the shadow.
We grew up in the shadow of it.
I grew up,
And we
losing
grew up in the
friends.
fear campaign of it.
Yeah.
Totally fear. Like it was a death sentence, or don't touch this person,
And still-
or date this person, or get married
Can
to
I-
this
I'm just,
person.
I'm gonna in real time on Instagram. I get direct messages every single day.
I think
from-
I intercepted some of them. That they
So
sent to
do
the
you know where I
show.
find-
here's a message. I'm just going to read this verbatim really quickly. Sorry. Hi, Karl. I'm not sure if you will ever read this. I got this yesterday at 4:52 in the afternoon. I'm not sure if you'll ever read this message. I read that you're publicly admitted being HIV positive. I fear I am also, but I have not had the guts to go and get tested. I don't know how I will manage to live with that knowledge. I would like to talk to someone who has it and can understand me, but I don't know anyone. Now, this is a man in his, I would say, early 30s in Italy. And he has this fear that he is going to be rejected. And my response was, why wouldn't you be able to live? Well, there's still so much stigma about HIV here in Italy. I don't know how I will be able to deal with the news, except the new condition. Fear I might be avoided by gays and judged by people in general for that. Please, 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 if you are listening or watching, there is nothing to be scared of if somebody is HIV positive. They cannot transmit the virus if they're undetectable. Do not be afraid. There are people like this living in the shadows thinking their lives are destroyed, and he's not getting tested. So guess what? He might be a big threat because he doesn't know, but he may well still go and have sex. So these are the things we come up against.
Yeah.
I've derailed your
No,
conversation.
I think it's a
there.
wonderful
No, it's-
thing for
yeah.
you to say. The more people who hear things like that, you know, the more we destigmatize all of it.
I think more people need to spend a little time in Palm Springs, just because when you're around men of my age and older that lived through the AIDS crisis, where you would show up on a Wednesday at the bar, and by Saturday, people that you saw on Wednesday were gone.
Right.
It was a devastating time, and to actually be in the middle of that, and then come out where we're at now. I really appreciate Craig, me and my husband were the celebrity grand marshals for Palm Springs Pride, and I have to say, out of any community I've ever spent time in, that has been the community that
favorite
I've
pride.
been
my
the
favorite
most
pride.
embraced, because they lived through people
Right.
dying. They've
Yeah.
seen people
a
live.
generation of people.
We know that you can live with it.
Yeah.
We know
Right.
that it's not something.
It's manageable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's diabetes.
if you manage it.
Yeah.
No, and I
And
will say
that's-
this. I
yeah.
said U equals U, undetectable equals untransmittable. U equals you only if you are you. And that means getting on medicine. And I get a lot of flack from people going, well, that's all good and well, white man of privilege, you got insurance. And well, guess what? There were times I didn't have insurance. You can still get on medication. The drug companies, we can say what we
Magic
want
Johnson was amazing in orchestrating even AHF, the
Yeah.
AIDS Health Foundation, who offers so much support to our community And that it's an organization that I donate everything to because it does help pay for people's meds.
Well, and there's a lot of that, but there's also government funded things. But the drug companies themselves, Gilead, will give you the medicine for free. So there are a lot of people. I've had people go, well, that's fine. You have insurance. I can't afford the drugs. Well, guess what? Gilead, who makes
what is Gilead?
Gilead is a big pharmaceutical company.
Okay.
They also make
they do a lot of the campaigns.
They make Truvada, which is PrEP, but they make Biktarvy, which is what they have programs to give you the medicine if you don't have the money. And guess what? We're at a place now.
So many people don't know.
They don't know. Yes. That's what I said to them.
The only
they don't know that.
I knew what you said, undetectable. The only person I've ever heard that from is Dan Savage.
Right.
And because I listen to his podcast.
There you go.
So there's not enough
people
talking about this.
That's what we have to do, and we have to have that new conversation. But it's to say that we're at a place now. I interviewed a man called Dr. Anthony Fauci, who is the head of the National Institute of Infectious Diseases. He's advised so many presidents. This man, along with the head of the CDC, the World Health Organization, have all said, if you're undetectable, you cannot transmit. So we're now in a place where we can end the epidemic. But the biggest hurdle in our obstacle is stigma and fear.
Yeah.
People have to have access to medicine. People are afraid to go to the doctors. Members of the trans community are abused and just treated horrifically in the medical system. Mm-hmm. You know what? There's always going to be people who are IV drug users. You're not going to get rid of it. But then let's have clean needle exchanges or opportunities for... We have to destigmatize, and my opinion is the best way to do that is just keep talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the younger generation is also very much at risk because they think that there's a magic pill out there that's going to take care of everything, or because we don't have conversations about HIV, they don't really know what it is that they're talking about or have an opinion about. They're so detached.
Correct.
They don't even know who Judy Garland was.
But I tell you what, watch this space. I hope to be launching something around June called Plus Life, which if I do, I'll come back here to advertise it. And it's a whole brand new platform where I get messages from, there's a guy in Iran who texts me from a cupboard, but he sees my social media. There are people in Vietnam, South America, all over the world, and they say, I just see you living your life. So we're going to launch this thing called Plus Life, which will be a new platform of entertainment and programming where people can see themselves, but versions of themselves living very healthy and happy lives. I've got this great trans female, Tiomi, who's on board, and she's an amazing advocate. And I love her because the first thing that comes out of her mouth is, I'm a trans female and I'm not a sex worker. Because again, we stereotype and stigmatize. So watch this space. We hope to have that coming out soon.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing this so much because it is a conversation that should be had, and you're given a platform. And what I love about you on the red carpet, it's not like, it's our token gay guy. It's like you're part of the cast.
Yeah.
You do a damn good job in front of the camera as well as behind the camera producing it, and that's what entertainment should be. It's not like, is it a gay guy playing a straight guy? Is a straight guy playing a gay? It's just like we're actors.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this: the president and CEO of ABC Los Angeles said to me when I came out with this, and I didn't tell anyone because I didn't think it was a big deal. So, and then the next day it blew up, and I was like, oh God, they're going to think I've done some publicity stunt. And she and I spoke, and she said, and she's 100% right. She said, I just can't believe in this day and age this is a news story. And she's right, but she's also wrong because here I am over 12 months later and it's still a news story. Yeah. But that's how ABC and Disney Company are so fantastic in that I now just go back and do my job. But they've been gracious about letting me speak about HIV too.
But the risk was, and I don't know, did you have this conversation with your agent or your manager before?
Nope.
The risk would have been, and still is for many people, like, okay, thanks for your service, you're no longer going to be on the air, and to be black.
Well, and that's why I kept my mouth shut for 10 years because, some of my very best friends who work in television said, you don't want to become known as the guy with AIDS on TV. And also, look, I understand the business of how it works. Viewers watch television. They're going to switch off if the guy has AIDS. Then people stop watching and the ad dollars stop coming in. And, just like people were fearful about coming out as gay 15, 20 years ago, the times will change, but they only change, again, visibility matters, and if you talk about it and you have a presence, look, I am not perfect. I have done a lot of really stupid things. I'm sure you've got them in your notes.
I do have a few.
And I will probably do stupid things again. So I'm just an average person. Sometimes I'm on TV. A lot of the time I'm not. And I'm going about my life, but I'm not going to be held back anymore. When I found out that U equals U was a thing, which I only learned about when I came out publicly, it was like someone had taken a key and unlocked the handcuffs. U equals U allows me to be me, as somebody said recently, and I think that's a great line. But we just need to have a presence. So, and by being here on this show, thank you, because it's giving, again, another platform for people to go, oh, okay, well, he's a bit of a smart ass, but look, he's not emaciated and dying.
Yeah.
Right, it's about having honest conversations. Like I said, last week we had Women in Film, and Marlene Forte, we were talking about the Me Too movement, and she was like, I flirted and I did certain things for my career. Do I look back and think that person should be fired? That was the environment. She was honest about that because she wasn't like, it was such an honest conversation.
And that's
no matter
and
what
interesting
when you
topic.
know better, you do better, right? So you look back at your life and you're like, oh yeah, I did. That did.
But that's also the
not
nature
that I did anything bad,
that's
but like
the culture of
you were
what
like
we work
fine
in,
with
isn't
it because it was just like, well,
that's what they do.
What they do, and
Yeah.
do I want to continue to pay my rent right now, or
Correct.
do I want to stand up, or do I want to just do this job and like be done with it? Yeah, I'd rather do that, And I think, I don't know.
Let's take a little peek at Karl on the red carpet. Let's watch a little bit of him in action.
Oh no.
All right, joining us live now, an
awful
Oscar winner
interview.
herself, Reese Witherspoon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. What do you think of tonight?
She's judging. She's like, am I going to be nice? And she's like, yeah.
Watch how this ends, though. Watch how this ends.
I really enjoyed it.
Now, Reese, you've won an Oscar. So tell me, for those winners tonight, what's going through their mind now? Now it's party time. The awards are over. What's going through the mind of them now as they get into the party mode?
I have no idea. I just think
Great
they had
answer.
fun and enjoyed themselves.
Okay, so I am here at the Subway Sandwich Restaurant on Figueroa Street, right by the USC
And you do a little
campus.
bit of everything.
And
Like, I
today,
love that you're doing a
customers
segment like
coming
this.
out of the shop think I am going to be doing a story on healthy lunch options. But I'm not. It's a ruse, it's a trick, because I'm really here to give away these 4 tickets to the USC Notre Dame game.
Like I know
And
what
all
I'm
these
talking
customers
about.
have to do is offer me a bite of their sandwich. Can I have a quick chat to you about your lunch? What about a bite of your sandwich? No? That's strike
I should
one.
try this in West
I'm
Hollywood.
starving. You want to give me a bite?
Everybody would let you have a bite of their
I'll
sandwich.
give you some hot Cheetos. You want some hot Cheetos?
Hot Cheetos, but I don't get a bite of the sandwich.
Thank you, ladies. I'll be out there soon.
Georgie
Now, in
boy.
the meantime, look who I ran into. It's OTRC correspondent Karl Schmid. What are you doing in here?
I'm sneaking around, George. There's not a nook or cranny in this theater that won't go undiscovered by me. I am hoping to run into supermodel and host for tonight, Gigi Hadid. I caught up with her the other day.
You're so good at prepping your
So
segment.
I've
You're
been
so
down here
good.
for the last couple of days, keeping an eye on things.
You're a
and that has meant
professional.
we have had
It's so on
full
point, though.
behind-the-scenes access to the performers, watching them getting ready, doing what they do best ahead of tonight's big show. Take a look. As the Aussie host of Operation Vacation,
Yes, there we go.
Yes.
That's what I'm waiting for.
isn't an option. That's why I always make time to exercise. I'm really into nutrition, so eating healthy and staying hydrated is key to avoiding colds.
You love orange
I'm
juice.
looking good. Over the years, the hotel fell into despair and neglect. In fact, it's safe to say a couple of years ago, you wouldn't even want to be in here, but let me tell you, that has changed. We all have funny little quirks and things we do when we check into hotels. Mine.
So this is just
might
a
be
little peek
oversharing,
as to everything
is to sniff the pillow.
that Karl has done.
You just cut out and sniff the pillows. This is probably the best thing.
That's usually where I stop it.
Do you really sniff the pillows
Absolutely.
at every hotel? Why?
I do. Because there
touch
is
them until-
nothing worse than putting your head on the pillow and smelling that hundreds of sweaty businessmen.
Dirty scalp.
Yeah.
I have
Disgusting
never
and
smelled that.
excusable.
No, it is.
Where are they
We always
putting
say
them up?
that.
I've
Right,
never-
that's it's.
Craig and I
So
always
what
say
do you
that.
do when that happens? Do
I
you bring
call
your own
down.
pillow like
No,
Oprah?
I just call downstairs.
Oprah brings her own pillow.
I call downstairs.
I do too.
His name is Stedman, by the way.
I call downstairs and ask for fresh ones.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Okay, rapid fire. We're
Oh.
going to do this rapid fire. So,
Can't
so
wait.
like it is.
Eric Incarnation, 14 years old in a closet.
What would the name of your biography be, Karl?
Oops a daisy.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
okay.
I cut a bitch.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Worst gift you've ever received from a fan or from a family member or a husband?
When I was 16, I was given a bike.
That's a bad gift.
Yeah, I didn't want it.
Rude.
My parents were so excited on my birthday, and they were like, "Come downstairs," and there's a bike, and I went, "It's a bike." I didn't want a bike.
Wow.
What 16-year-old doesn't want to? Oh, you probably wanted a car.
Yeah. Oh, you wanted a car.
Oh,
that
okay,
makes sense.
No, I
yeah.
didn't want a car. I just didn't want to. Like, when have I ever expressed an interest to go cycling?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Because you wore Lycra all the time, maybe?
Right.
I don't know.
That's now, not then.
Oh, when?
Fair enough. Little ungrateful, but okay. My grandmother worked for Dr. Denton's Pajamas, so every year I would get this terrible pajama situation that was too young for how old I was. But I loved her.
Oh.
But they were not good gifts.
I miss pajamas with the feet in them because I hate
How can
exposed
you?
feet.
I don't understand how people can sleep in clothing, twisting and turning.
I can't
I'd
sleep naked. I cannot sleep naked.
I wear a
Really?
full suit to bed. Like, I literally do.
I mean,
That's that same suit. Wait, why can't I? Can't the clothes?
See, I can't.
No, and the doctors. By the way,
They say it's
said
better.
It's better
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
to sleep naked.
Yeah.
I mean, I get. It's
Yeah,
just,
and you don't have something hanging.
I don't, but I get chilly, and I like
get a good-
clothing, like loose
Do that.
clothing, loose clothing.
No, I can't. Tangled and twisted.
Does
and
Joe sleep in the nude?
No, he sleeps in a t-shirt and
Alexander,
and,
do you sleep in the nude?
Boxers. Do you sleep in the nude?
It depends who I'm with or if I'm by myself.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you sleep in the nude. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, but,
like,
but so if you're by
I do
yourself,
whether I'm alone
Same.
or not.
you just do.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, I'm the
You're,
same.
and you guys
when I
don't get
travel
cold?
to, but here's the thing, I don't do it at home. But when I travel to events and I'm at the hotel, I walk around nude all the time, like do my hair and all that. Being in a hotel just changes, like
Right.
you just
changes
it's
your
liberty to be a
personality.
nudist.
At home, I'm like I have to put
Yeah.
pictures of like my grandma down, like it's just.
I
it's-
had a
it's
little.
too-
I had
Not
a
a-
little
okay.
incident on.
a
Saturday-
little incident.
incident on Saturday
I
morning.
said little. I was like,
I was naked in my hotel room in San Francisco, and housekeeping just walked in. Just walked in. I was like, "Hello."
And they were excited. That was their tip.
I don't understand what
Yeah,
she said.
exactly.
but I'm bomb.
I not only do I sleep fully clothed, but I put a gravity blanket on top.
I don't
yeah,
understand that.
I
Is that like a
that.
bomb blanket?
Yeah,
So
it's like
weighted,
it's weighted
yeah.
blanket. I like to feel
It's
like
a blanket that I can charge you $100 for by adding gravity.
it just
to.
makes you feel like you're on.
Don't you have a
little bit on
husband that can
drugs.
just be on top
and
of
you're
you?
just it's like a dirt nap. You take your it's like you're
Ooh,
it's
love
like you're
it.
dead. You're taking your own.
I've never had a dirt
How
nap.
comforting.
I don't know. For me, it is. I'm into it. It's like an adult swaddle.
So, but like, I like to cuddle for 10 minutes, but then like after the 10
Oh,
minutes,
the
like,
cuddle
we're going
thing.
to
Oh,
well,
bed,
yeah,
so
no,
you
no,
need
no.
to-
No, the whole
No.
cuddle thing where your arm goes. That snuggling. It's nonsense.
I like a spoon, and then
Yes.
and then
let's
you-
just
and then
have
we
10
have our own
minutes.
moments.
10 minutes. Of
Otherwise, I
cuddles,
get
and
too
then
hot.
I can't.
And then
I
in the
sweat.
morning, and then in the morning, you can kind of do it
Yeah.
again, and then
Yeah.
like
I can't do it with
wash
morning
your face.
breath or morning hair. I just can't.
Oh, I can handle it.
I'm fine with it.
I know the cuddling. My arm is dead. I'm above
Your
the
arm
pillow.
is 10 feet wide. Like, come on.
Well, you could do like a dip, like
No,
I mean,
there's just
ways-
nothing comfortable about
Yeah,
it.
I hear you.
There's certain things that you can do, but like,
A leg, maybe. Like I'm
Then that
fine
gets,
with
but that becomes like
Yeah,
a
some
dead
type of-
weight
But-
hanging on
But
me.
But that's only for a few seconds.
Yes.
No.
okay, all right. Worst gift that you ever.
Anything sports related.
Oh.
Don't give me baseballs, footballs. Don't try to make me hit something or catch something. It's not good.
How often do you get sent a sports gift?
My whole childhood.
Ex-Mormon.
Was, yeah.
Ex-Mormon
filled,
over there.
Who
filled
knew
with them.
Mormons were so
That's their
athletic?
own. No, but
They
that's
are.
their only fun because
That's
they
like
can't drink.
You play an instrument,
Yeah.
you sing, or you play
That's why
Spartans.
Mormons are the best in bed because they walk everywhere. Their glutes, everything is into point. Okay, so we were talking
It's
about.
true.
I mean, this is his opinion.
It's true.
No, but it is.
It's true.
Hello, there's a
I will
whole,
say there's a lot of really hot Mormons.
there's a production
There
company.
are. My ex is a Mormon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And there's a whole production company about the Mormon religion and the gay community.
What do you mean? What's
It's
it
called
called?
Mormon Boys.
Oh.
Yes.
One of my friends works for Mormon Boys. He's not Mormon.
It's like,
Mormonboys.com.
it's like WikiFeed.
It's like WikiFeed.
It is.
5 stars on WikiFeed. It's fine. It's cool. It's cool. Cool.
I think next year at the Oscars we should have Mormon camp.
Oh my God. How about Christian Science? Anyway, but you know how we're talking about unifying.
About the Jews.
Yes. You guys run Hollywood. You guys have enough.
All right, fine. I guess we have enough.
Cheers.
But we're talking about like unification. What I really loved about season 5 of Orange Is the New Black is
God.
we saw all the different factions from.
You finished your drink.
That's what I'm saying. Like now I'm a
Look,
little bit buzzed,
I'm
and now it's
just-
like
I'm
I'd
just
rather
sipping.
talk about him and your life. I'd rather talk about all of your lives
No,
as
let's
opposed
talk
to
about
anything
now.
about me.
I heard you on a podcast. You did a better job interviewing than the
I
guy.
love learning about people. I would probably.
That's what I do.
Because I'm so nosy. I'm
I
No,
am
so
super
I am
nosy.
too, and I have this with my friends. They're like, "You're such a poker," and I'm like, "No, I'm actually genuinely interested."
I am
Me
too.
too.
Talking to people, and
too.
it's nothing more fascinating than talking to the weird, the wonderful,
I know
and the
my.
strange.
I know all my stories.
Right.
Like, I'm boring. I you know what I mean?
This is why I like hole in the wall bars better than like a night at the Standard
it's a glory hole?
what. No, please, I'm a gentleman.
Are you?
But because I'm so fascinated in people that
Yeah,
you would never
dive
talk
bars.
to, because you hear stories that you
Correct.
never would hear in your life. You
100%.
have conversations. You say stuff that you never would tell your best friend.
Absolutely.
But we saw unification in season 5 of Orange Is the New Black. And it was very interesting because your character, and I know that you entered the Orange Is the New Black not thinking that Linda was going to be such a big
No, I thought I was going to be
part.
in one episode in season 3.
Oh, I have good news. Sorry, I don't mean to break in.
Because
Christian in Atlanta, he just says, "Oh, it finally came on."
Oh,
So,
thank goodness.
Christian, now we can all.
So
Shall
I
we
had
start
other-
over?
Christian.
No, yeah.
So let's start over.
But
for
I had
Christian.
Here
other
we go.
people message me saying that their Facebook feed is fine. Christian?
Well, we can start the show again. So
Christian,
where were we?
fix
Where
your
was the
Wi-Fi,
music?
Christian.
Let's start with the music. I'm taking over. Christian's missed.
Don't cheap out on the DSL.
No.
Is it DSL? I don't know.
Sorry, I didn't. Back
Oh, I
to
don't
you.
Listen, please.
Christian's
like
had
I
its
said,
moment.
I'd rather talk about Christian.
What-
Anyone
do you
other
want
than me.
to? Do you want to see a picture of Christian?
Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
bring
let's
it
give you a
on.
picture of Christian while you.
What's Christian's Instagram?
I'll get to it. C.ESC854. C.ESC.
That is really a
854.
ridiculous
No,
Instagram.
check him
It's
out.
too much work.
That is
There he
someone
is.
who
That
does
is so
work.
much work.
That's
Oh.
someone.
But it's see, everyone's excited.
But it's someone that doesn't
All right,
live in
I'll
LA.
pass it
because they're-
around. I'll pass it around.
Now, can you forgive him for being late to the show?
Let's say.
Alexander's gone quiet though.
You're forgiven, Christian.
Yeah.
No, he
You're
went very
forgiven. You're
quiet.
forgiven. You're forgiven.
I still would never find him with that.
With the,
handle.
Yeah,
well,
it's
No,
okay.
well,
he's not-
there's a
Very
reason, I'm sure.
In LA.
Anyway,
he doesn't want to be found.
Okay, anyway,
sorry, I
season
derailed.
five.
Welcome
look
to the
like that.
program.
There was this whole sense of unity on season 5 because literally all the factions that we have been seeing for the show literally came together.
I have a
for-
3-year-old, so I'm just going to drink more.
Yes, please.
No, I mean, I don't normally get to be out right now. And I'm not putting you right in bed.
You're hanging with your gays.
Yeah.
love it.
No, this is a
Oh,
delay.
I'm not gay, Carl.
Oh,
Don't
oops.
assume.
Please fix your pocket square while you
no,
say
no,
that.
It's 2019.
I don't care what you are, as long as you're nice to people.
There you go.
Oh, well, then I'm not. Like, I'm literally not.
Then I should care.
You know,
Sorry, I'm shutting up.
Here we go.
the whole,
I'm ready to answer some questions now.
they needed to do something with Orange Is the New Black. And did you binge watch the show
Oh, yeah.
before?
I was a huge fan of the show, which is
Yeah.
why I flew myself out local hire just to do one scene.
That's so crazy.
Because I
to
loved
me.
it so much.
And your first scene, I think you had 2 lines, but it was very interesting because you were like, oh, that's Beth, because you had your signature. You have very signature looks that you do in a presentation, which
I didn't know
love
that.
which steals. No,
Let's see your looks.
I don't know.
Give me your
Oh,
like.
you want to see some of our looks?
yeah,
play
let's
this
see it.
mermaid commercial.
Oh, please.
You're
That
gonna
is so
see-
rude, by the way.
No.
This is like a thing I did for money, although it's a good company, which is why I did it.
But it's your timing
do
that
it
is
for money,
so
dear.
Always
Beth.
ask me, how do you achieve such high bioabsorption of nutrients? I'll never tell,
See,
but here's how I do it.
Your hair
I
looks
take
great.
iwi,
Cappuccino, extra foam,
sea foam.
milk foam.
Ew. Iwi is algae, the ancient solution to modern wellness. It's 100%
Why are we
vegan,
watching this again?
non-GMO,
Because
and
it's-
contains
it's
the highest
your-
absorption of
I'm
omega-3.
learning something.
Oh, can we not do seashells? Gotcha. Wait, Burning Man?
She's just
You know
like
what
that
else I
on
love
set.
about
Are we
Iwi?
Burning Man?
They
Like,
found
that-
ocean in the desert using salt water and solar power, which means zero
It's your-
impact
it's
on
your
marine
I'm
animals
going
like
to-
mine.
This
So
was our
cut out the
first
middle
photo shoot.
fish and get your omega-3s from Iwi. It's not just good for you, it's good for everyone.
Spokesperm, take 1.
For better mind, body, and
Why are we
planet.
showing this?
Iwi.
I love
Here's
it.
why, because there was, you were doing a product.
I was doing a product, yes. And in fact, it's
There's
a very
that
good
business.
product that I fully stand behind, to be honest, because it's awesome. But
But you have this where you do like, you're like, is this Burning Man? You have this
that was
reaction.
an improv, by the way. I did that myself.
Well, you could
And that
tell.
was the best bit.
Yeah.
It was the best bit, but you could see, and you, because I really binge watched all of your different projects, because I saw Wet Hot American Summer a while ago, but I hadn't seen it. It's kind of a mix of Charlie Chaplin, Carol Burnett, Elisa Kudrow in The Comeback, where it's this like hyper reality.
Yeah.
And Orange is the New Black.
I'm
the first-
basically, if you want a person who's like super crazy to freak out, I'm your girl, right? Like it's like I do very very high status or very very low status. Well,
But here's what I loved about Orange is the New Black, because the first time I saw Lynn in the boardroom, it was like, it was Beth, and
Yeah.
then we saw your character totally change. And I want to know, as an actress, how your approach was like, oh, Linda's in another boardroom scene. Oh, I guess I'm dating the warden. I'm what?
I mean, honestly, Genji, she's kind of a genius, and I don't know.
Genji behind Weeds, too, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know how she did it or how it happened, but they wrote for me in such a way that I was like, I didn't know that I was going to start dating Kabuto. I didn't know that, like, this big booth thing was going to happen. I didn't know I was going to be in the prison. Like, and I got to be a real kind of, I've been in the comedy world for so long. It was, I went to theater schools. I did Shakespeare. Like, that was my original plan. And I love comedy. That's who I am and what I do. But, like, it was great to be part of this show where I was able to kind of, they don't give you answers. Genji doesn't give me answers.
Interesting.
But I was able, it just, like, it flowed in such a crazy direction, and I was like, whoa, and you just had to fill in these blanks, and it really grounded me in that character. I mean, I miss it. I really loved doing that character, because sometimes I thought she would, season 5, I thought she was going to become a better person. I really, really did.
I never believed that. Right away, she knew her survival techniques.
She is a survivor. She is that's what I realize now. She's a survivalist. That's what she is.
Let's
I can't
take
wait
a peek.
to see the next season.
Yeah.
Is there more? Show me more.
Yeah, we have to see Linda
Oh God, what?
behind the scenes. In heels, a bitch in heels, like I said it.
3 months after I had Eli, by the way.
Yeah.
I need to lose the shoes. The deal was for my bag and my phone, and I think that's more than fair. These were not on sale, and your feet look much bigger than mine.
You can keep your shoes. Just hold them so we can get to the door faster and quieter.
These floors look filthy.
Okay, I'm done. Piper, give her shit back.
How did you even get a phone in here?
I put my phone in my underwear and nail clippers in my pocket. So
She's
when
so
I
proud.
busted the metal detector, I was all, oh, here, just keep the clippers, and then I just walked right through. Isn't that clever?
All right. So I mean,
great.
but that's what I'm talking about. You have such a great mix of your own personal style, the comedy, and everything that you do. But this is a serious point for Linda. She's literally.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
as the season went by, in season 6, when they shaved your head,
Which they asked me to do for real, by the way.
right? And I saw one of your interviews. You were like, well. And as an actor, I would be like, whatever. I want Orange is the New Black for another season. I'll do whatever you need to. I
had to go into another period after that.
Oh, okay.
So and also I was like,
But
well,
you have a bonnet.
I know, but I was like, well, how much more are you going to pay me? They were like $0.
Oh, to shave your head?
And I was like, and what's the plot point? And they said head lice, and I was like, no, because the wig. I mean, wig. You can do really good wigs these days.
Right.
I mean, and it was just one scene. The rest of the season, I had wigs on. So,
Yeah.
What I
Hell
say,
no.
I actually give you kudos for sticking them and saying, no, this is something that I'm going to draw the line at. And this is a question I have too. As a comedic actress, as a comedic anybody, comedians are often put in very hyper situations where you have to wear a stupid costume, take a pratfall, show yourself in an unflattering way to get the laugh.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of happy that you said, no, I'm not going to shave my head. You guys have hair and makeup, like we can make this work.
They have
and it worked. It looked amazing.
Yeah, it looked
by the
great.
way.
I mean, there was this wonderful wig person in Beverly Hills who literally put each and every tiny little strand of hair on this cat.
Because after it was shaved, because I even looked, I was like, let's see.
They took
Can I see the lace?
They took no, it's really, really good. Although if you look really closely, the back I kind of look like a pterodactyl.
But it takes
like a
balls,
dinosaur.
by the way, to stand up to producers
That's what
and
I mean.
do that.
Yeah.
For anybody.
Right.
Especially a woman in Hollywood.
Well, listen, I felt bad for some of the background talent who really did shave their heads. And I asked everyone, I go, how much more are they getting paid? $50 more.
By the way, Christian loves Orange is the New Black. I'm just the
yay,
live
hi,
stream.
Christian.
Yeah, loves it. There you go.
I'm going to be honest about Orange is the New Black because I knew you were coming on the show. When it first hit, remember these actresses were at every award show. They were on the red carpet.
Yep.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, God, so many actresses. And it was the hottest thing, just like This Is Us was the hottest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Every show now, because we have so much content, every show hits its peak right away and it cools down. I do have to say, your character and your presence on the show really brought the interest back for the show.
100% agree.
And I'm really honest about that.
100% agree.
And I'm
Thank you.
not blowing smoke up your ass because
It's really nice of you to
You
say.
can't blow smoke.
I can't do
I
pot at
stopped
all.
watching it though, and then I met you.
And I'll be honest,
and
I
then
did too.
I was the same.
Watched it, and
100 exactly
then I
the
was
same.
like, okay, I'm in.
Oh.
Yeah.
You guys.
It was good.
But it was a whole different time because then we also, like politically wise, we saw the actual reality of prisons, and then
well, that's what Genji is so great at somehow knowing what's about to happen. Sometimes there would be political things on the show that would happen as it was airing, so it wasn't happening when we were shooting it.
Yeah.
It's just that's the genius of the show, in my opinion. Just bringing a lot of these issues to light, and privatized prisons and immigration and just all of it.
So back to what we were talking about before.
Yeah, sorry.
As a comedic actress, has there been another moment where you're like, I'm not going to do that to get the laugh?
Yeah, I know that there definitely has been. Let me think. I mean, that wasn't for a laugh, that particular one. There was, oh gosh.
Be it political or personal?
I did a weird, when I was really struggling as an actor, I did commercials, and that really saved me.
Your 7-Up commercial, we have a picture of you with 6
where is
arms.
that?
You're showing all my
it's a picture
commercial stuff.
Even Stevens, because
there we go. Oh, there's Beth.
Yeah, that's me. That's me with 7 arms.
I was watching
my
Bravo
friend Peter directed that. Peter Lavolsi, who's an amazing director, directed that. And we have this little thing I do where I shouldn't say this out loud, where I go into the audition, pretend I don't know him, and then I just get it, and then we get to hang out together.
I love it.
That's great.
I love it. I really do love it.
But that was one of them. And what was the yes, I did a Miller Lite commercial with the director. I came out, I'd had some makeup on, and he goes, "She looks too pretty. She's at a barbecue." And he takes his hand and puts it on my face and goes like this to my face.
If anybody
as if I was like this. It was
like a doll.
It was jarring and horrendous. And I was probably 26, 27. And I just moved to New York. It was like in the first couple of years I moved to LA and from New York. And I was horrified by that behavior because I'm a human being. And I even knew then that I was like, no, you don't do that to me.
Don't touch my
And
face.
I could see it in his eyes. He was like, all right. So he
crossed the line.
Yeah. And so he left. And then we were, standing in line at the lunch or something. And he stood up behind me and he was like, "Oh, she's gonna call SAG on me, huh?" Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I would have rubbed something in his face.
And I look behind me. I was probably even younger than that. I was probably 25. And I go, maybe I will.
Yeah.
Maybe I will. Like that, and gave him a look.
Like your career is finished.
Yeah, but it made me feel really awful. I just remember feeling like just this horrible. I just felt yucky. So yeah.
We do have to wrap things up,
yes.
but
are we done?
Can we do it on a higher note than that?
Yeah. No.
This is
Kurt,
it's over.
Can you indulge us for a few more minutes? We have a straight woman here. I got this question too. The psyche of your character was outside the scene, so to speak, and then it was really thrust in, and then you're thrown in with all these women. The set, is it an actual prison? Like, what's the set like? Because you had to move to New York too.
I did. Well, because I had just had Eli. So normally I was popping back and forth, but I had like a 3-month-old baby. So
and Joe would come every 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I downloaded his boarding passes, by the way.
Yeah, he would fly out every 3 weeks. I had my cousin there, Stacy. She's the best. Shout out to Stacy, who saved my life. But I was not sleeping a lot and crazy, and I can't believe I got through that year. But yeah, so what was the question?
So but how does that play with your psyche when you're shoved in like?
It was so awesome to meet everyone because I had been working with Nick Sandow Caputo, who I love, by the way.
Right.
But
you were always on the outskirts.
Yeah, so I never met anyone until season 5, and then I just became really great friends with a lot of people. Emily Tarver is one of my closest friends to this day. Like we're just, she's like the best. Like so, I have this whole new group of people, and it was just really great to just work with everyone and meet everyone that I was such a huge fan of.
Because to watch it was suffocating. Like it even played with my psyche.
But that's part of the genius of the show. It chokes you in like that.
Yeah. Well, and also shooting. I mean, like there were scenes, which is why there's not a lot of cafeteria scenes in later seasons, is those cafeteria scenes because there's so many extras and so many people. Yeah. And now there's people who have been on this show for many seasons who know what a cafeteria scene is. And it's not as fun because people are like, get me the fuck out of here, and this is going to take 12 hours.
This is why I do live television.
So the cafeteria scenes became less and less, if you'll notice if you watch, that's why. But like, so it was awesome to meet everyone, but it was like the first day of school. I was like, you guys like me? It was awesome.
How could they not?
Yeah.
Love it.
You guys, I literally have
notes.
40 questions
We'll
for
keep going.
each of you guys.
Come on.
No, Kurt has to go home.
Oh, it's Kurt.
Kurt, one more pun.
Come on, Kurt.
One more pun.
Kurt,
bring us out on a high note, man. Don't fuck this up.
If we give you a pun, can we do 10 more minutes?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm honestly asking.
Bring
you
me
can
the
say
pun.
wrap
Bring me
it
the
up.
pun.
Let's hear it.
Here we go.
I gotta come up with a
Okay,
fresh one.
Okay.
Give me a pun.
Quickly, Google.
Okay. So think of a pun, but I want to know, in difficult situations like being asked, can you shave your head?
Yep.
Carl.
Happily. Let's go.
I was like, oh.
No, since
What am
we're
I
getting
shaving
down,
now? I told you that was the bathroom incident
That was
I
the
had.
problem, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I think all of our issues was like just
Personal grooming.
personal grooming issues, just like
Right.
pube issues.
And again, there's no such thing as pubes ananymore.
That's how you can
yes.
tell if they're under 25.
I think pubes are okay, like just like
I don't mind a little
We're-
bit of
we're-
pubic hair.
We're over 25.
But a little bit of,
I think I don't want to.
25.
I don't need a
Just
wild
nothing.
and an
Nothing.
untamed.
Yeah.
A wild and untamed, just like
wild and untamed
freshly
thing.
shorn, like a
They
sheep.
do it all.
Freshly shorn.
Clippered. Yes.
So
sir.
both
Sorry.
you,
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't mind vintage.
We're
once in
ending on a
while.
high note. Yeah, a little occasional
Right,
vintage.
occasionally.
We're gonna get
And
to
then
the
you
question I
close
have
the
for you.
laptop.
Exactly.
But both you guys starred on like youth programs.
Yeah.
Like when you were in Orlando. Orlando
Oh,
was
God,
such a
there's no
big
place.
I was
place.
on Welcome Freshman. I was on Keenan and Kel.
Really? I was on Mel's Amazing Movies.
Oh, were you now? So you went from an actor to a journalist.
Yeah, I played Mel's boyfriend, Bevan. And I had a ponytail. There are no pictures of that. You
I
didn't get
looked.
nothing of that.
Like
Yeah.
a man bun ponytail or like a rat
like
tail?
it was 1994. I had like a full
Oh,
ponytail.
just like a full
Yeah.
pony.
Yeah.
I like that about you.
Do you think it helped you guys being on set as a young person to learn the professionalism and
Yeah.
like that life is different? That life outside of a set, we know nobody really knows what you do unless they've been on set. You know what I mean?
Well, go for it.
No, I think it's cool. Like I was raised military, so I moved every 2 years of my
Yeah.
life. But I always wanted to be an actor, so everywhere I'd go, I'd try to be. And one of the places he retired to was Florida, and they had Nickelodeon studios there. And so I got an agent, and my mom, thankfully, would let me.
My brother did a show out of those studios.
Yeah, would let me like drive to my auditions and skip school, and like she was super supportive of that. And I performed in front of a live studio audience. I did the multi-camera sitcom. I did, recurring on some stuff. I did commercials. I did all kinds of stuff. But I was also just a regular fucking middle class kid in Florida,
Yeah.
and also an Air Force brat. So I'm all of it. But at the same time, I'm not. I didn't come to Hollywood or New York, which is where I first moved.
That's an
What's
interesting
gonna
point you make.
happen?
That's
I
similar to me.
knew that it was full of rejection and full of whatever.
and so I think that
Yeah.
that's a good thing that you guys
Yeah.
had to even terms
Makes
of
you
like
a normal person.
Yeah,
a
I mean,
grounded person.
I was 7. My older brother appeared on a very successful Australian television soap opera called Neighbours. That
I've heard-
started
yeah, yeah.
Russell Crowe
I've
and
heard
Kylie
of that.
Minogue.
Yeah.
So he was on that in those glory years. So I was 7, and he would take me to set, and it was sort of this wonderful world of make-believe, and I grew up around that. And then, fortunately, have been lucky enough through my life to continue working in the business, both in front of and behind the camera. And it's interesting sort of having the double perspective. I've always said the more bites out of the entertainment pie I can have, the better you are. So I've been talent, but I've also been production.
Which
and
makes you a better interviewer,
it gives you,
probably.
yeah, but
that's
it
exactly
also
because you know what people.
Because
have
you know
been
what
through.
people
Yeah.
on the other end are feeling, because you've been. on the
yeah,
other
but
end.
when I'm standing there getting frustrated as talent,
Mm-hmm.
I can take a moment and go, okay, but why it's being held up is because they're doing that to
Yeah.
make me look good or whatever.
Yeah, I've been an assistant to like a music manager of Bobby McFerrin.
So is that what
Yeah,
advice?
it's
What
good to,
advice
like-
would you give to somebody who says, "I want to get into this business"?
I would say a few things. Stay in school, stay in class, be around people who inspire you, and don't be a dick.
Correct. Don't
be a dick.
That's the biggest thing. There are so many people who have been stars for a hot second and gone. But guess what?
CW people, MTV people, I've had them on the show.
But you look at Tom Hanks, you look at Julia Roberts, you look at Meryl Streep. There's a reason they have had careers that have lasted.
Because people
as
want
a-
to hang out with them.
Yes, and beyond their talents, they're just nice to people, and it doesn't take much to be. Look, we all have bad days. We all
Sure,
have
of
moments
course.
where we're a bit cranky. I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it.
Sure.
But it doesn't take much at the end of the day to go, oh, sorry, I was a bit of a shit.
To me, it takes more work to be an asshole.
Correct.
Amen.
Listen.
I'm just kidding, but it's very different because Carl, you've been a spokesperson for HIV, but you're also the friendly person for ABC7. You're also the one that makes Glenn Close laugh, and you always have to be on, because if you ever have a bad day, everybody's going to tweet about it and know about it.
It is funny you say that being on is, and I think we can all relate. And maybe why I failed in trying to have personal relationships with people, because people are so used to sort of seeing me as the on version, and it is me. This is not a pretend version, but it's certainly being on. And when you do that 7 days a week and you're on all the time, you have moments where you just go. I often will go home from work at the end of the day and sit on my sofa. I don't turn on the TV. I just sit and I just
stare at a wall.
I
dream of staring at walls. I love to
but I
stare
do
at
it,
walls.
and so I start sort of maybe dating someone, and it's all on and fun and exciting, which is me. I'm not pretending. But then after a week or so, they meet the quiet version of me, and they're like, "Are you okay?"
I'll hit a wall every once in a while.
Yeah,
where I'm
I
like,
just can't do it.
You have to, though.
That's
I've
just
gotta
like
leave.
partial
Yeah.
introverts.
And then, like,
I'm
are you
like
okay?
I'm an
I say,
extroverted
right,
introvert.
That's
Right?
me.
Are you okay?
Totally.
Are you in a bad mood? No, I'm fine.
I just
You're
need
so
a second.
quiet. What's the matter?
Second to myself.
Yeah, I
I'm the
just need
same
a
way.
second.
It's funny, because your job is talking to people, so was mine. When I get an Uber, I wish I could just hold up a sign that says, please.
Shut up.
Yeah, I'm nice, but don't talk to me.
Put on your headphones.
But still, I hate small talk because I think it's ingenuine. Number one.
I hate small talk. I fucking
It's stupid. It's stupid.
I hate it.
How are you?
I'd
It's
rather
one of the worst
get
things.
right into it.
You want to know how I am? Like,
Well, my favorite is, and it's rather an Australian saying, people go, "How's your day been so far?" And I go, "Well, it's 9:30. I got up, I had a poo, then I took a shower and had breakfast. That's my day so far. How's yours?" Do you know what I mean? Like, not much has happened.
Yeah.
oh God. Okay, Kurt, do you have a pun?
Come on, Kurt.
Kurt, don't fuck this up.
I have quite a few in my repertoire. Of
God.
Now he's bragging.
Yeah, now he has like.
The one I go to usually is someone threw me a soda the other day, hit me in the head. Luckily, it was a soft drink.
Oh.
Please give yourself a sound effect.
You know what you do?
Come on.
Like a what? Oh no, that was the wrong thing.
You go. Normally it was like you do a thing
Yeah,
right
he
before.
he builds it.
You build it, and then
Yeah.
but within that building with the then you kind of drop it
I
down.
wish the
even
viewers
softer.
and listeners could see him and his Disney blouse.
Yeah,
It's so
Kurt, we
good.
might need a
Blouse.
camera.
okay.
So we end the show by doing something. We've done rapid fire, but this is specific rapid fire. Beth, we're not doing rapid fire for you. We're doing something a little special for you.
Okay.
So we're going to do rapid fire for Karl and Brandon. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Yeah, sure.
Karl, it's very fun. It's very silly.
Oh, I'll be the judge of that.
Wait, why am I not doing rapid fire?
Because, like I said, we have something else.
Oh
for
no!
you.
Do I pour more vodka in here?
Oh yes.
I need to wee so badly, so let's rapid fire.
You
All
need
right,
to
here
be-
we go.
okay,
Here we
okay,
go.
okay,
All right,
okay.
here we go.
Celebrity who has passed that you would love to interview.
Oh, and I have this answer at the top of my head all the time. It's
called rapid fire, Karl.
Sherry Lewis. Is that how
That
you-
is so
Is she
weird
the
with
puppet,
lamb
the
chop.
puppet lamb chop?
Yeah.
Wow, I love
Oh, right. You know
That
her.
is the
You know
weirdest-
her.
You asked. It's called
Her
rapid
daughter-
fire,
her
Alexander.
daughter-
Let's-
okay,
Her
go,
daughter,
okay.
her daughter performs at Magic Castle. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Okay.
It's true. it's
sorry.
true. All right, just to bring it around,
Royalty
bring it
stop.
around
The
back.
residual stopped.
But it's not lamb chop. It's pork chop. It's.
I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Hush Puppy, but
Oh.
are you allowed to say that? No.
I like to
And
eat
now
Hush
am I
Puppy.
racist? Isn't that what the puppet was called?
I don't remember.
The-
Oh my
the
God! You guys
donkey.
are called rapid fire. You guys are
Well, you derailed it.
Let's talk for 4 more hours.
Yes, honestly, we actually could. Worst on-camera mishap, whether it was your fault or the celebrity's fault, or
I thought I was interviewing somebody else and it wasn't them.
yeah, I hate that.
And gave a
hate
name,
that.
and they were like, "Well, she was great in this."
I hate that. Sam Rubin did that.
Sam Rubin does that a lot.
You've had good times with Sam Rubin.
Have I?
I've
But you
watched
like
your
you like George Pinocchio better, don't you? Who doesn't?
I love everybody.
There you go.
Okay.
Rapid fire.
Karl, kiss, marry, kill.
Uh-huh.
Megyn Kelly, Melania Trump, Sarah Sanders.
I would kiss Melania. I would marry Megyn Kelly, and I'm sorry, bug eye, you're gone.
Yeah, that's okay.
She should.
And I want to just say something quickly on the Megyn Kelly. I know we have to wrap up.
Oh, I had a whole
know
thing
you
about
did.
it. I really
but
wanted
here,
to
I
know.
do want to say this. I got a lot of shit for going on the Megyn Kelly show.
I felt
from a lot
offended
of,
that you went on the show,
Okay,
to be honest.
and I'll tell you why I went on the show. That's exactly why I went on the show.
Yes.
Her audience and who she represented for that audience, those are the people who needed to hear the message more than any gay guy.
You know what?
Or
You're
liberal
right.
Or, and,
In
and-
retrospect,
and-
that's how I felt. But my initial was like,
Yes, and I will say this about Megyn Kelly. She could not have been more lovely, more inviting, more engaging, and made me feel more comfortable. Whether you disagree or agree, she's done some silly things, but I will say this: she was fantastic. She made me feel at home. And you know what? NBC and her show are the only network morning news show who have given me a platform to talk about HIV and talk about U equals U. So
I think we need to engage more with, with the opposite side. And stop hating people so much initially.
Correct.
We have to engage more. We have to. That's the only way to move forward.
My first reaction was like, what the hell? And then I thought that she was treating you like a zoo animal. Like, tell us what you know from your magic world. But then in rewatching the interview for you coming on the show, I was like, it was an educational thing.
100%. And her audience are the people that need to hear and see HIV positive people. Yep. We can make babies, we can be married, we can live very healthy, happy, long lives.
Because they're not the ones like
Correct.
listening to Dan Savage.
That's
they're not
right.
the ones,
That's right.
You know, who have the same opinion.
Worst rapid fire ever.
All right, sorry.
I'm going to see what Christian thinks. But,
what is your ritual when you get home from Oscar night? After the Vanity Fair?
You know what my ritual is. You've Googled.
In and out.
No, my ritual is this. I have, if I still have the energy, I have always quite a nice bottle of proper French champagne and peanut M&Ms. I get out of the suit. I take the face off. I literally sit in my tidy white. I sit in my. Have you not got the picture to put up?
So tidy whities.
I sit in tidy whities.
M&Ms.
I sit in tidy whities with peanut M&Ms and a bottle of champagne. And at 3 a.m., I finally sit and watch the Academy Awards comfortably and properly.
I love that.
And that's my.
So you know what's going to happen next Academy Awards? We're all going to be there at 3 a.m.
Please come over. No, I would happily sit and we all have to get in our underwear.
Of course.
And it's nice champagne too. I'm a
My friend's Andrew Christian. We'll
What's
get it all
the champagne?
sponsored.
What champagne?
I like boutique champagne houses. So
you guys, it's the worst rapid fire.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry.
Carl, your guilty pleasure.
The Golden Girls? No, that's not a guilty pleasure.
That kind of is now. It is.
It shouldn't be. But
go see Drew Jogi at Casita del Campo.
And but anything kind of geeky documentary, and chocolate.
Oh, chocolate. Okay. Go pee. We're going to do rapid fire because...
Oh, I get to go pee? You can tell I'm shifting in my chair.
Real fast because you're going to want to be here for Beth.
Oh, well, okay. I'm going to go
What am I doing?
Oh, you have no clue. Brandon.
I'm freaking out a little
Least
bit.
favorite hairstyle to do? Like when a celebrity says, hey, I want to do this. And you're like...
Beach waves.
That's
what does that even mean?
No, that's not you.
Oh, it isn't?
No.
Because I always go like, slick it on the side and beachy wave it over here.
No, you like messy, lived-in curls.
Yeah.
I'm talking...
Like beach waves.
Beach waves.
Boring.
Miley Cyrus last night at Avengers premiere.
Is that a beachy wave?
I'm always like this. I'm always like, what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want to do to my...
I always push you a little out of
Yeah, which I like. You gave me bangs one year that
clipped
he just
in.
like clipped
I
on
can
to
tell
my
you,
head.
Beth, your hair, it always look like your hair is just beautiful because it frames your face however you wear it.
Yeah.
Which is unusual for actors because sometimes they need to wear their hair a certain way.
Well, listen, I mean, I do too. I couldn't like make it short, I don't think, because it would be not cute with my face.
You could do anything.
Oh my God. Okay, Rabbit.
Okay.
Who is your hall pass from Craig? Like your
Chris
celebrity?
Pine.
Mine's Dave Grohl. Okay, bye.
Really?
See you later.
Ew, but he's so crunchy and dirty.
Oh, Chris
Or
Pine.
hot.
Chris Pine used to be cute
Did you put
and
a different
nice.
vodka in
Any
there?
Chris
No,
Pine.
it's the same.
Stoli?
Oh, now she's fancy. You were in jail, girl. What is your housewife tagline?
I just came up with one the other night. Remember, we were serving.
Yes.
What did I say?
It was really good.
It was if it's something like if it's too expensive.
It's for me.
Oh, I think that it was something like that. Yeah.
Do you have expensive tastes?
It's something. It was something good. Yeah.
I honestly don't. Like, if Target had a version of something I wanted, I would do it.
I'm really bad at the housewife tagline.
Yeah, but you're right. You did something. You nailed it.
I said something really good.
Okay, rapid fire. Credits to go home.
All right, sorry.
Guilty pleasure.
Peanut M&Ms.
I also like of M&Ms.
And his thing was M&Ms.
Yeah.
Okay, well my kid
Carl,
loves
his guilty pleasure is M&Ms.
Is M&Ms and
peanut
peanut.
Yeah.
And my
I
kid
keep a bag of them because if I have a sweet tooth at night, I can eat a few of them.
Carl, I'm really serious. After the next Oscars, can we do an after?
We can do it from my house.
Andrew Christian will sponsor it. We'll have sponsored underwear.
Can I
and
get
we'll have
invited?
sponsored. No.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you're part of the cool
Oh,
kids
Tomboy
club.
X should sponsor it. I'm friends with all the Tomboy X underwear people.
I like
love
Tommy
that.
John if they're listening.
Oh,
No
yeah.
offense to
Oh,
Andrew Christian,
because they're
but
on
some of their
ESPN.
models are a
I
little
sleep
bit of
naked.
see you next Tuesday.
Oh, yeah,
Do you know
that's
what I
right.
mean?
You-
They all believe
sleep
in
naked, so
themselves
it
quite a
doesn't
lot.
Oh my god. Hairstyle you wish would make a comeback.
You know what? Anything. This is one that I messed up on Glitter Bomb because I said the opposite.
My
Beehive.
national TV show with Patrick Gomez, the first Latinx
Yeah.
LGBT programming.
You want the Beehive
Yes,
to make a
how
comeback?
fun!
All right, well,
It's a
okay.
comeback
I'll
hairdo,
do-
right?
I'll do
Yeah.
whatever
And you
want
guys,
me to
coming
do.
up on the show, we have Alex Folger is coming on the show from England. He was Amy Winehouse's stylist. He is responsible
I love
for
her hair.
He's responsible for this hairdo, and he's
I
coming on the
love it.
show to talk about that.
Do you guys want to talk about the documentary and get really super bummed out? See you guys later.
I still love it.
He's anyway. Okay, but we can't. Okay.
I love her hair, by the way.
Carl,
Yes.
where can viewers and listeners find you on all your social media?
Well, at Karl J. Schmid, KarlJSchmid. That's me across social media. And ABC7, we got some cool stuff coming up. ABC7 is the official broadcaster this year of LA Pride. So hopefully
Nice.
I will be. It's the first time LA
I'm on the
Pride.
Latin stage.
First time LA Pride is being broadcast
That's
as a thing.
amazing.
So
Yeah, that's
ABC7 is the home of that. ABC is also the home of World Pride, which will be later in June. And on the red carpet, we have a special coming up from the Platino Awards, the Premios Platino Awards, which will air on the 18th of May. So there you go.
If you have to ask the price, I'm too expensive.
Oh, that's
what
it.
That's a
Okay.
good
that
You
was
just
a
need-
housewife.
You
Yes,
needed
that
a
was
second
my-
to think
yeah.
about your moniker.
Yeah,
Brandon,
right?
where can our viewers and listeners find you?
At Brandon Liberati everywhere.
Everywhere. It's so easy.
.com, Yahoo, Gmail.
AOL.
Yeah,
So
everything.
Beth, I had rapid fire questions.
Okay, here we
But
go.
instead,
Oh my God, I'm scared. I'm legit afraid right now.
this is
And
why
what
I got you a little liquored up.
also, I'm slightly drunk. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
wow.
It just happened, and I'm like, oh, I'm fucking
Let's
drunk.
chug what we have left.
We're
Ready?
gonna add
Are you
a
ready?
little
Let's-
reverb to her microphone.
I have to pee so bad I can't even do that.
But no, but
I'm
you have,
waiting.
I have to wet my pants
I
too.
am-
I'm on this high fiber that
Okay.
Shall we
I'm
just take
bloated,
it?
but
You two
I'm-
go take your time. We'll talk.
Beth
I'll
Dover,
interview you, Carl.
we know that you're a karaoke princess.
Oh,
I also know what your go-to is because I'm a private investigator.
That got
Oh, I
very
heard the
loud.
reverb.
Oh, we've got
I heard the
reverb.
reverb.
Oh my
Kurt-
God. Oh, that? Dude, you
hit it.
definitely don't want me to do that. This is loud. All right,
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
Oh my God. Well, put up the words though, right? Oh, Jesus
This is
Christ.
frightening.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
no, it's fabulous.
What's the matter with your life? Why you gotta mess with mine? Don't keep sweating what I do, cause I'm gonna be just fine. Check it out if I wanna take a guy home with me tonight. And if she wanna be a freak and sell it on the weekend, now you shouldn't be getting into who I'm giving skins to. So don't try to change my mind. I'll tell you one more time. Now who do you think you are? Put in your cheap 2 cents in. Don't you got nothing to do? Then worry about my friends. Check it. I can't do nothing good without somebody bugging. I used to think that it was me, but now I
feel like
see
we
it
should get
wasn't.
back
They
up.
told me to change the combination, so I pop one. Opinions are like assholes, and everybody's got one. I never poke my nose where I'm not supposed to. Believe me, if it's something that I want to step it closer. Not one for playing high pole like the House of Diddy 90210 type of hoe.
Hey!
I treat a man like he treats me. Difference between a hooker and a hoe ain't nothing but a fee. So hold your tongue tightly. Wish you could be like me. You popping all the mess only to stress and to spite me. Now you could get with that or you could get with this, but I don't give a shit, cause really it's none of your business.
She's on
No,
point.
no.
You guys.
I love it.
You guys, okay.
Fantastic.
1993! 1993!
That was amazing, you guys. So sorry I went over, Kurt. You guys.
Kurt, you're the best.
Carrot's not getting laid tonight.
Oh no,
sorry,
he
Kurt.
is. All you have to do is dress up like Harry Potter, and it's all good.
Wow, I cannot believe
it was
all the
that
things
simple.
all the commercials that you showed, all the karaoke, the Magic Castle.
It's
I do
awesome.
my
We've-
research.
we've-
I mean,
you've covered a lot of ground.
You nailed
really
it.
do your research.
I'm just
You
glad
nailed
you didn't.
it.
None of those grinder pictures turned up. So
I mean,
I don't want to.
I feel like Carl didn't get all of this
I really didn't.
embarrassment.
no.
Because I
fine,
cracked
guys.
jokes with Carl. I was like, oh, I'm too fabulous for email because I kept going to spam. He's like, I'll see you later. I was like, oh, okay.
I had a very busy day.
Beth, tell our viewers and listeners where they can find you.
Official Beth Dover at Instagram. Beth Dover 1 at Twitter, I think.
Oh, we've got lots of handles.
And yeah, well, okay, so I mainly do Instagram. Official Beth Dover on Instagram. How about that?
You're very active on Instagram?
More
'Cause you
Instagram.
didn't post about the show on Instagram.
I did. I put it on the.
Yeah, she did.
I did.
Oh, she did?
She reposted everything I
She
posted,
by the
too.
way, and before we started.
Yeah, I was doing an Instagram live thing.
Fabulous. Everybody.
And on Twitter. You did on Twitter,
Don't
too.
hate me.
No, I'm just
And I
teasing.
put it on Twitter.
All right, we have to go. Kurt has to go home to his wife. Carl has to go home because you
To
go to
himself.
bed like 9:30.
It is past
Everyone
my-
has to get
I
naked and
I
go home
literally-
because I'm the only one who
and
sleeps
you know
in a
what?
dirt blanket.
I'm going to get a phone call from Christian in the car. It'll be a full review for the last 20 minutes that he was able to tune into.
All right, well.
Wait, hold on. Let me
I'm
Instagram
going to
story
the
this so
Abbey.
you're not.
Are
mad.
you really?
Yeah,
How
no.
can you go to the Abbey?
I wake
It's
up at
Tues-
1 p.m. every day.
It's Tuesday night.
How do I do this?
All right, I love everybody.
I don't know how to do it.
Next up on the show.
Thanks for having us, by the way.
Thank you for
very much.
having us. You're awesome.
been
This is
a
what I
pleasure.
love
It's
about
been
the
fun.
show. We have a lot of fun. We talk about real things, and this is what entertainment is because
And
everybody
tomorrow we won't know each
has
other.
a story. I think we're all going to hang out. Oh, she's taking a selfie with not us in
Oh,
it.
that's not what I wanted to do.
Fine.
How do
You
I
guys,
do this?
coming up on the show,
Don't ask me.
we have the KFC heiress, and she's out of control. We met her. She's out of control. We're
She
celebrating.
reminds me of Lady Gaga.
Oh my gosh, she does remind me
Right?
of Lady
Yeah.
Gaga. Oh,
Yeah.
at Drunk Fitness, which was so much fun.
Here we go.
Okay.
Thank you,
Craig
ladies
Ramsey.
and
We're going to
gentlemen.
go. See you
Okay,
next
pleasure.
okay,
Tuesday.
bye.
This has been On the Rocks with Alexander every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Universal Broadcasting Network. Find me on Facebook on the Rocks Radio Show. Tweet me or Instagram me at On the Rocks On Air. See you next Tuesday.